Whack you in your growler.
Clack you back in your growler.
God, all
I
these
don't have
racial
a growler.
slurs, man.
I know, I don't have a growler.
I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
You look goofy.
Black girl magic!
Now, what we've got here is a scrotum and nothing else.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The sound is working. Welcome.
Anything silly?
Welcome to the real BBC bagging, boarding, and chatting. But I want to start out this episode in Requiem for our friend Terrence Von Higginbottom, as better known as from Heel versus Babyface. He passed away last Thursday. Still a little close. Still a little hard. You know, there's occasions where I start to have a feeling and then I quickly get over it. Get over it and remember that we got Disparu to replace his ass on Friday Night Tights. Yeah! Proper British representation. It's about time. It's about time. What's up, Mahler? How you doing?
Oh, hey, I was, for a second, they're going to be pretty sad about the news, but as soon as you mentioned Dispro, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's way better.
I love how you think I care.
It's like the Red Wedding, but only one guy died and everyone else just carried on eating.
Yep. Yeah. Hello.
People.
Exit.
Hi, I'm back home. I'm so excited. There were so many goodies left at the house. Well, I guess mailed. Look, I got my Shad. He's back here on top of Togepi.
Ah.
There you go. And I got a bunch of comics in the mail, and of course at Nickel City Con. So I'm so excited to show you because I can't bag them. So I don't have bags.
You don't have bags?
Oh.
Bags?
Sorry, it's a Canadian thing.
I can't bag them. I can't bag them.
I can't bag them. Bag. How do you say it?
Bag.
Bag.
All right.
No, I'll rephrase that. How do we say it properly?
Normal.
Bag.
Say it normal.
Proper.
Yeah.
Proper. Bag. Okay, I'm done.
Bag. All right. We got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about Rings of Power. Apparently, a cave troll's based on Mike Ehrmantraut from fucking Breaking Bad, which is fucking hilarious. Leslie Headland, lesbian, otherwise known as Lesbian Headlamp, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, is hoping for an Acolyte season 2. We got the. We got it.
She probably will get it with how Disney works.
Who's laughing? What is that? That's weird. Creepy. And we got the MCU.
Haunt you forever.
Ah.
Oh God, please don't. MCU.
But don't die then.
MCU course correction. Henry Cavill's going to start filming Highlander, possible Paramount Warner Brothers merger talk again, and a little chat about Red Letter Media. But hi, Az.
Don't you have, just to really kill everybody off now, don't you actually have another announcement about the real BBC?
Oh, I do. We want to just start it out right now.
Yeah.
Such big changes about to happen. I'm scared.
I think it's best just to start off.
Yeah.
So I'm back kind of a down note. Okay.
Yeah, this is a bit of a down note. We're going to be changing the starting time of the real BBC to an hour earlier. So, there we go. Starting next week. It will start at 11 a.m. Central for purely selfish reasons. I actually asked the guys to do that, so I would have more time in the middle of the day to possibly record videos.
Yeah, because working late at night consistently would just be a pain in the ass, would it?
I'd do it anyway, but yes, it would be. It would be. It is.
You would. You'd be asleep, your old
But
fucker.
But yeah, having the middle of the day just gone when I can't like walk my dog this dog. I love Remy.
How's Remy?
Oh, she's a little shadow. She will not leave my side for anything.
Oh,
She sits out. She's outside the door right now, moping until I get out. She'll bark once in a while because she's worried about me in my studio. Yeah.
Ooh. Do you want
Aren't
to see
we all?
mine?
Yeah, she's a good dog.
deceased. Okay.
Yeah, look at that.
That's actually, is that when Tom Taylor was good?
I don't know. This is
Was he good?
signed by Arthur Sweden.
Deceased, the first Deceased was good. It was good. I'm not going to pretend it wasn't. It was good. But Tom Taylor's a knobhead. Absolute knobhead.
I just thought those were cool.
That is actually a homage to the Crisis on Infinite 7 cover. A homage in itself to Dark Phoenix, Uncanny and 135, 136, Gary?
For what, 136? I'm looking up right now. I can whip it out.
One of those ones. Excuse me, I can. I've got it right by me as well, actually.
I can whip it out right now. There you go.
There you go.
Ooh.
There you go.
Right there.
I'm so
That is
fucking
actually so good. Oh wait, let's
I am
compare.
so good.
Yeah, I like yours.
This is the comic they in Stranger Things season 1 they were willing to trade. There, 134. Because I just watched it. That's how I know. Hey, you want to start out with a little good news before we get into
Hi.
Oh,
we got some good news.
Don't worry. I start to find anything.
I don't know what that is. It's
You
my
don't-
first Virgin cover.
It's your first version.
She's a man
As soon as I said it, I was like, "Oh
The fuck is happening?
no!" Sorry.
First virgin cover. I've had loads of virgins.
Yeah,
Can't win anyway.
but this was my first.
Yeah, this is my first virgin cover. Though.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I bathed in his blood when I was done with him.
Speaking of bathing in blood, I actually rewatched Blade recently.
Oh.
So good.
So good.
Nightclub scene is great, isn't it?
I kind of love the whole movie.
I
I even
love
love
the
like
entire movie.
it's honestly pretty normally structured in terms of just the beats of the film, right? Like even the whole Blade and Alfred, or rather Batman Alfred dynamic gets established pretty quickly. But there's all these like differences. I was gonna say, was it the movie that changed him into being half vampire? Where does that come from?
A Daywalker? No, it wasn't the movie.
Was it always like that? Because I don't know my Blade lore.
Well, I mean, I'm not versed in it because Blade was kind of a nothing character until the movie came out. I remember Blade from Midnight Suns. I remember Blade from his appearances. He first appeared in a Werewolf by Night comic, or no, Moon Knight, or Werewolf by Night. No, Moon Knight's Werewolf by Night. Blade was Dracula. I always get those mixed up. Yeah. Blade was Dracula. Moon Knight was Werewolf by Night. But yeah, it's the movie. What was great about that and why it worked is because at the time, the comic fans knew the lore, but like nobody knew who the fuck Blade was. Most people didn't even know it was a Marvel movie when it came out. Like, had no fucking idea. And that's kind of was a good way to start it. That was a great way to start it. And he's rumored to be in Wolverine Deadpool.
Wesley Snipes?
Deadpool Wolverine. Yes, Wesley Snipes. There's lots of rumors. We're going to discuss one later.
Ooh.
That's been confirmed. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But first, X-Ray Girl, there's an article I put in the private chat for the good news.
Hi.
But yeah, I spent, I like you, Mahler, after watching Acolyte, had to, we got to watch House of the Dragon, but I spent like a day just watching stuff I like. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, you said you were watching Stranger Things Season 1, which is easy to recommend. Season 1's really good.
Oh, I'm already on Season 4.
I was going to say.
All of it. Well, because I haven't seen 2 and 3. I watched them once and never again, right? So I feel better about Season 3. I still don't like Season 2 very much. I think it's just repeating shit.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way.
Yeah. I think 3 is an improvement. But I agree with Ryan's assessment that Hopper's kind of a dipshit in most of it. But
yeah, I don't like what they do with Hopper and 11.
Yeah. I do think taking away 11's powers was a smart move, though. It was a very smart move because you had more of the kids and everything working everything out towards the end. And then Season 4 is a banger. It's fucking. I just finished the great episode 4. The Kate Bush episode.
Yeah, which is probably the best episode of the whole series.
Yep. Dear Billy. All right. So, hey, another show we liked is started filming. One Piece Season 2 starts production at Netflix. Alvida, Buggy, and Gold Roger confirmed to return. So, yeah, I'm not an expert other than I like the live action. I've watched some of the anime. I've got a bunch of the manga, and I'm starting to slowly get into it. But I love the show. I fucking love the show. So I think it's good that it's back. It'll be back next year, probably. Next year. Here's the problem, though. With these streaming shows, like you have a lot of source material with One Piece. A lot. So you would have to recast at some point. But I don't think anybody believes like Netflix series can run 10 seasons.
No,
not really. No.
It would take 20 years at this point. And that's part of the problem that, House of the Dragon, their viewership was down a little bit for Season 1 because they took 2 years. You can't take 2 years on. People are still, like you could do that with a movie. Yeah, it's a 2-hour movie, right? Serialized television is we're still in the habit of you got to have it a little sooner than 2 or 3 years. God, we just talked about Stranger Things. We're not I just read something on that today, Mahler. So it's going to be basically 8 movies. Like they're really fucking long episodes. Like I don't think they're going to be 2 hours, but I think they'll be all like well over an hour.
Stranger Things has been wacky with its format,
Yep. And it's going to take them a solid year to shoot. So,
damn,
when's that coming out?
And they're all in there, like they're all starting families of their own now.
Yeah, they're all going to be in their 40s. They'll have caught up with our time. But
Stranger Things 2025.
That is some good news. We started out with some good. We also got since last week we got the announcement Tulsa King's coming back September 15th. I'm fucking stoked about that. Absolutely stoked about that. But yeah, I like the show. I can't wait to see what happens next. Pull it down now.
Oh yeah, a little bit of good news.
Little bit of good news.
I still can't say that's a character seriously.
Luffy?
No, the other one.
Oh, the trans character.
Yeah. It's a girl.
It's a girl, for sure.
Looks like a girl. Sounds like a girl.
Sounds like a 14-year-old boy going through puberty, to be honest with you. But
and worst of all, I didn't actually think they were a particularly good actor either. I thought they were the worst character in the show.
probably, yeah.
Everything was like
Everything else was stronger, though. Everything else was way stronger.
The main three cast were great. Yep. I thought they were really good. The dynamic between them was really good. Some of the side characters was good. I thought it was solid. Yeah. I thought it was solid. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Klaus Longstrom.
Let's start out with this one, man, because it's just funny. This is a funny headline. Go to the Empire. They dropped this one yesterday. And the look of the cave troll is fine. It's fine. It's a cave troll, right? It's the headline that gets you. It's the fucking. I mean, this is probably a woman. I'm just gonna say it's probably a female cave troll, okay, or non-binary. We're not sure. We haven't gotten the official pronouns yet, but apparently it's based on a dude. Meet the Rings of Power new hill troll, inspired by Breaking Bad's Mike Ehrmantraut.
Didn't also Leslie Headland say that there was a part break it? Yeah, her opening to the Acolyte was inspired by Breaking Bad.
Yes. I got an idea. Why not be inspired by Lord of the Rings?
I'm not a hill troll, Walter.
Jesus. And this checks out again. Go back to my video I made almost.
Dude, the only thing that's checking out is the fucking audience.
Dude, they're gone. So remember, this is a show that did not retain 2/3 of the audience left from the first episode to the last of the 100 trillion bazillion quadrillion people who watched it on the first day, according to Amazon.
Just to give full context, US audience.
I thought that was worldwide.
Worldwide was slightly.
Oh yeah. U.S. audience bailed. Right. Okay, so you're talking about who bailed? Yes. To give context, 2/3 of the U.S. audience, the only one that matters, bailed, and
wow.
Hey, it's America Month. It's America Month.
You're the only American on this fucking show.
I'm enough American for all of us, man.
Yeah, the British have taken over the show. Let's be honest.
And
no, they haven't. Wait a minute.
Look,
we got New Zealand.
We got British, Commonwealth, and Yank.
I'm technically North American.
You're Commonwealth. Now shut up.
I understand geography enough. It's North America.
Yeah, so I'm with a bunch of kneelers. I'm sorry. I apologize to the audience right now. A bunch of fucking kneelers. Yeah.
We just went, fuck these lot. They're gonna fuck.
You're our redheaded stepchild who we allowed to be free.
Yes. Fuck yes, we are. America, baby. Where was I? Oh,
who knows?
A troll based on Mike Ehrmantraut from fucking Breaking Bad.
They don't even use his name; they use the character.
Yeah.
Do they know that the actor's face is the same face as the character's face? They're like, that was impressive CGI in Breaking Bad. All of the Mike Ehrmantraut scene.
If you didn't see my video I made about 1.5 years ago after talking to multiple people of like the process of how we got here with the Rings of Power, because it actually started in a good place. You had a couple people who were big fans, got this property and wanted to do right by it, but then they were usurped, okay, at Amazon. And that brought in Jennifer Salke, right? And J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, who were considered for writers, but never as showrunners, right? And by all accounts, they had a really good pitch. So they are from the Jar Jar Abrams school of being a really good bullshitter, right? Just to say anything, to do anything, to get the job. Remember, prior to this, they had a partial credit on a bad Star Trek movie. That was it. And they had worked in Hollywood and for Bad Reboot for 10 years. So the Tolkien estate, after Christopher Tolkien died, wanted to cash in, right? They wanted to cash in. So that's why they've resold the rights to the Embracer Group. And you're going to see a lot more stuff. You're just going to see a lot of stuff. Stuff that would make both Christopher and J.R.R. Tolkien spin in their grave. As a matter of fact, when we went to visit his grave last year, we heard the spinning. We actually heard it.
Rotisserie chicken.
Yeah. So it was in that video where I mentioned that it was, for one, this was put on a headline, so that's why I was free to talk about it. That somebody said they wanted Sauron to be based on Walter White. That person was Simon Tolkien.
Oh my God.
That's the person who said that. That's where it comes from.
It's crazy.
And one of the people I talked to said, Simon's nice, bit of an idiot. That's bit of an idiot. Well,
that's fucking understatement of the year there.
Bit of an idiot. So that's where this comes from. That's where this comes from. In Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings, they had a cave troll in the opening episode of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of...
that I dispatched in under 10 seconds.
Yes. Yes. In Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowships, they had a cave troll. In the opening episode of The Rings of Power, because I can't say Lord of the Rings before that.
No. Correct.
It's actually against the law.
Yeah.
Season 1, Guy Ladriel battled a snow troll, making short work of her chili foe. I think...
I killed one in under 10 seconds.
Don't we have...
Remember how easy it was for the Fellowship to defeat the troll in...
I think Frodo just got out his M1911, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He did. I need to make this bigger so I can read it.
Who's that? Who's that on the front cover?
Clearly,
Jim
we all
Gord.
know who that is.
Guy Ladriel battled a snow troll, making short work of her chilly foe. And now in season 2, a fresh brute will be making its entrance. Their entrance.
Well, Gary, they can't say his or her if they haven't asked them their preferred pronoun. It's just a topless troll.
I sit corrected.
Yeah.
Its entrance into Middle Earth, ready to deal out serious damage with its significant stature and grouchy demeanor. Get ready for Damrod. Not Ramrod. Damrod the Hill Troll.
Yeah. Do you think this is them absolutely coping with the fact that they got ripped to pieces for Guy Ladriel just dispatching the troll in like a couple of seconds?
Oh, that's the whole point of what I'm getting to. Is reactionary. This whole season is reactionary to fan feedback. Which, what other show did that as? It's got an acronym of venereal disease, STD.
You could go The Witcher as well, because The Witcher did do a big cope scene in season 2 of The Witcher. STD, Star Trek Discovery, of course, because it's a fucking.
I know it was only the one season, but She-Hulk, it was practically built in. It's
Well, they built it in before it even released, though. They were like, we know this is shit. We know this is gonna get shit. So we're going to put in you're gonna take the piece out of this for being shit, because it's shit. And then we're like, see, got him, got him.
Get ready for
200. I think it was at 220. $220 million for She-Hulk. An alcoholic whore. Who is that? Who is it?
We all know who that is.
Chat. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. Tell me. Come on, chat.
I'm reading an article.
Who is this?
Okay, so we got Damrod, the hill troll, stomping his way into JD. Ramrod stomping his way into JD Payne.
Checks out.
And Patrick McKay's epic bunghole. I'm sorry, fantasy saga. Like his fellow cave and snow trolls, the hill troll is not to be messed with. What do you mean? The snow troll was fucking messed with pretty easily. Dispatched pretty easily in under 10 seconds.
Well, once a true warrior arrived, yeah.
BH is correct. It's Matches Malone. It's one of Batman's.
McKay refers
disguises.
to Damrod as the eater of dragon bones, a diet that few in Middle Earth could stomach. He'll be voiced by Benjamin Walker and joins the thong of nefarious Adar, the father of. Oh
no.
Oh God! I'm gonna put something in the private chat, Gary.
That whole microphone.
I'm gonna put something
My
in the private
microphone's
chat.
fine.
That squeak.
I was scared for your monitor more so.
There, Gary. I put something in the private chat.
I have a head. I know what you're gonna put.
Oh my God.
Oh, fucking A. I have a head that I can toss at my fucking.
And poor Andrew Garfield.
Oh. It sounds like shitty stock sounds in a movie.
Father
It sounds like Disney wheeling out another IP to destroy.
of orcs.
Whatever.
Father
Whatever.
of
fuck
orcs.
off. Shut up.
A
Shut up.
dark elf that they fucking made up. A part played by Joseph Malway in season 1. Then his agent.
Yeah, he got the fuck out of Dodge.
Then he fired his agent, got a new one, and he said, the first thing you need to do is get the fuck out of this series.
Yes.
So good on him.
Yeah. Well
he's-
done.
He's replaced in season 2 by Samuel Hazeldine, bolstering the ranks. of,
Samuel Kashachek.
yeah, Samuel Kashachek. Yeah. I mean, is anybody going to notice that
No.
Adar has been recast? That's the question.
Well,
anybody gonna notice?
Notice or care? You know, pick
No.
one.
Because you
Pick
have you lost 63% of your American audience, the only one that counts, through season 1. It was 40%, right, for the rest of the world.
40% for the rest of the world.
40% for the rest of the world. So you're going to have a smaller percentage of the either 63% of Americans who are obviously awake and aware, as we always are, and the rest of the world sleeping through this fucking series, not really sure. But so you're going to have what percentage of your audience is going to come back to this? I'll be nice. I'll say a third. So you'll have a third of that remaining audience come back because A, it sucked, and B, it took 2 years to make. 2 years.
Is it going to be same length, by the way? Episodes.
Yes, 8 episodes, all 1 hour.
Yeah, same one.
Premiering weekly. No word yet on if they're doing like
Right.
2 episodes on the
I'm
premiere.
just going to say now, chat, there's going to be no editing in the videos. If I'm going to have to watch an hour and talk about an hour's worth of this shit, I can't edit. It's just going to be a whole conscious stream of fucking ums and ers and pauses and fucking head slaps.
I'm doing live streams and videos that will be heavily edited.
I popped onto a couple of your live streams, didn't I?
Yeah. We'll be live after every episode. Yeah. Well, I chose to do that over the being live after the Acolyte. And thank God we have House of the Dragon.
Oh, new Acolyte episode tonight. We're in the money. We're in the money.
Only Az is excited.
Fuck yeah. You can literally just put Acolyte in your title and it's just YouTube gold right now. We're in the money.
I will be doing a watch party, and I will start it like we just talked about this. Sorry if I'm repeating myself to you guys. I will start it like, yeah, there's no way I'm doing a video about this episode unless it's just catastrophic or anything, and then something happens. That's kind of related to the show, but doesn't happen in the show that inspires me to make a video.
So I need an editor, maybe a good one. Good one.
Why don't you go find a unicorn?
Exactly.
Go find a unicorn. What makes a good editor?
Yeah.
Got to be able to edit. Got to be consistent. Got to be quick. You got to be good. You got to be fast. You got to be consistent.
Yeah, you got to be the thing they say. What is it like? It's like a triangle of it's like the law of the universe. You can either be fast and good but expensive, or cheap and fast but not good, or fast and good but I fucked it up probably. But yes, like that.
I understood.
I totally understand that, and that's what Hollywood faces all the time. That's what we do, and like on top of that, you have to be like really tuned into whatever channel you're editing. Like you have to watch all their stuff.
You got to know the memes.
Yeah.
You gotta know
Yes.
all the references to the. It's so funny that it's like, oh, I got to edit your coverage of blah blah blah. It's like you got to watch the show. You're like, oh,
you got to. Oh yeah, you can you have to watch the show that we're covering. You have to watch the coverage. You have to pretty much watch everything said on Twitter, all the memes. So most of the time, you're not even editing. That's a fact. That's what I do. Oh, here we go. So bolstering the ranks, but stop moving it for Ramrod came from the but inspiration for Damrod came from an unlikely place. I'm just going to call him Ramrod from now on. Okay,
sure.
Let's be okay with that. He was inspired in part by Mike Ehrmantraut in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, says McKay.
I just can't even wrap my fucking head around this.
Why would you say that though? Like what?
That is the most.
If you look at the way he moves in his casual sense, they are talking about his face, right? Or are they talking about his personality? The troll.
Oh, they're talking about his sidearm. What are they talking about?
They're talking out of their fucking ass. That's what they're talking about. They're just trying to grab a headline. They're trying to like, oh, what's really popular? Let's say inspired by Breaking Bad, because that's the hot thing to say in Hollywood. They'll say whatever they fucking need to say. Let's state the obvious. Breaking Bad, Lord of the Rings, Tolkien's world. Those stories are nothing alike. They are absolutely nothing alike. You can't draw at it's polar opposites.
You tell me when Tolkien wrote this silly little story that he didn't steal most of his ideas from Breaking Bad.
He did.
You are not a fucking Lord of the Rings fan. You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm a truther, okay? He went forward in time and stole ideas from Breaking Bad. If you watch Boromir's Sacrifice, very similar to Hank. There's a lot of little...
Dude, they're the same picture. Okay, I sit corrected. I sit corrected.
Corporate says they're the same image.
They're both great. Breaking Bad is great. It's fucking nihilist as hell. And one is not. One has good fighting evil, and the other one is just a bunch of fucking bad people.
That are breaking.
Okay, so McKay, if you look at the way he moves and his casual sense of strength, sounds like this troll will even be grumpier.
Wait, what? His casual sense of strength. What, does he have the fucking swagger of a black teenager? What the same fucking energy?
I'm a little confused. How does a troll have casual strength rather than just
strength? They wake up pretty fucking strong because they're big.
Yeah. They're trolls.
This troll has the same swagger as black teenage.
Oh, what? This sounds like this troll will be grumpier than the usual kind. Oh, okay, yeah.
God, gee.
Rings of Power Season 2, grumpier trolls that are like Mike Ehrmantraut from fucking Breaking Bad. This is, how did this get past the editor? This is some of the most retarded shit I have heard from the Access media, and I've heard a lot.
Joke's on you, dude. We all know there is no editor to these fucking
I know. Where's the AI?
Where's the quality in the AI?
There's like an equivalent of Ultron that's like, well, this article is very badly written.
Yeah.
Oh, get ready.
So fragile.
Get ready then for casual carnage courtesy of Ramrod in the Rings of Power season to get this fucking shit off my fucking screen.
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh.
Well,
This
come on,
town
we'll
needs a
see.
better class of criminal. I'm
That's
gonna give it
what
to him.
Ramrod does. I'm gonna be exciting.
I just keep thinking of Ram Man from He-Man. That's all I'm thinking.
You know, the Rings of Power was fun to roast, but it was frustrating. Like, Acolyte isn't frustrating. Acolyte's just fucking funny. Rings of Power was frustrating, and like, but it was nice having a year off from it too. God damn.
This is kind of what I like about all of us having our different passion levels and reactions to different things. Some of us are like hyper apathetic to the future of certain IPs, and then some of us are like very bitter about, them being currently destroyed.
There's apathetic and there's realistic. All right. You don't want to black pill everything in life. You don't want to black pill all of culture or even all of Hollywood. I think parts of Hollywood are actually starting to turn around. It's just not the big boys, right? I think there's parts of entertainment that are starting to turn around. Whether that finishes or not really sure. But you could black pill Disney Star Wars pretty easily. I like for now, not forever. Like it could come back sometime in the future, probably after we're all long dead. Except for you, because you're an Eldritch God. But yeah, like we're going to talk about Marvel in a little bit and the slim, but yet real possibility that they could turn things around. Don't think. Now, do you think it'll be successful? No.
This is the correct way up. This is the correct way up, chat. Logo, number.
This is not the correct way up, chat. This is not the correct way to read your comic book. Okay.
I'm learning a lot today.
Neither is this. Or
Hey,
this.
by the way, these arrived in the post today.
Oh, I like that cover on the left. It's very sexy.
The Black Cat.
Yeah.
These are signed J. Scott Campbell.
Oh, very cool.
It is, Mahler, interesting that, it's just what we're into. Well, I mean, Lord of the Rings is better than Star Wars to me. Always has been, always will be. Star Wars is the biggest IP in the world, without a doubt. Even if it was anything other than Star Wars, like nobody would be talking about it. And when it comes to Acolyte, I think it was Matthew Hammond who asked, like, when's the point where Star Wars hits what Star Trek and Doctor Who have already hit and will pass? I think it's a really good question because I would argue it should have hit it a couple of times, 3 or 4 times by now, and hasn't.
Didn't Ryan say that his theory is that Star Wars will never die fully? It'll just be killable over and over and over and over and over. Like it's probably if there was an IP that this could be done.
No, it'll die. That's Star Wars is already aging out. So Ryan's generation is pretty much the last like real Star Wars generation.
Yeah,
I wouldn't count the Disney Star Wars fans. Nobody's gonna be buying their like High Republic books in a used bookstore, and like Ryan's generation.
Nobody is. That's just the thing. Nobody actually is. There is no current Star Wars fan.
It'll age out. It'll always be around in the sense that Zorro is always around, and Buck Rogers is always around, and Flash Gordon. There'll be some old guys or some kids who just like really get into the obscure old stuff, like my kid. Watch a couple of Razor Fist videos. He's like obsessed with pulp, and it's like, oh, that's so great. That's good. So they still make Phantom stuff. They do. But that's where it will go. So it'll never totally die. Neither will Star Trek. So
when do you think Disney will give up on it as a big old cash cow?
I think we're a ways from that. I think we're a ways.
Yeah, I mean they've announced a Mandalorian in the Green Fucker film based with characters of shows that nobody's watching on a streaming service that nobody's subscribed to. Paying subscribes, never mind giving them away. And then another film that is bringing back the character which killed the vast majority of interest in Star Wars. that they will literally dig to hell to find the bodies and spirits of Star Wars to rape them over and over again. They ain't done by a long shot. It's gonna get
They have
so
gone
much
through
worse.
pretty systematically. Like if you look at the kill list, they really started with the big boys, and they've been going down and down and down the list. You know.
Well,
well, they are.
Han's dead,
They're-
Luke
they-
dead,
yeah.
Leia dead, Kenobi dead.
They've
Darth Maul
they've scourged the OT, the prequels. They're now getting into the EU, which they could do for a long fucking time, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And what it's probably going to become is, I think they're fine with it being specialized and just being a category on their streaming service. I think Star Wars is a cinematic brand. It is supposed to be movies, and that's what it's supposed to be. And I think we'll find out when these movies are released. Okay, so if Mando and Baby Yoda fails, it depends on the budget, but let's just say it fails. And
I don't see how that makes money.
Okay, but like
anyway,
fine. But we're just doing hypotheticals right now.
Okay.
So it fails and Rey fails, then they are fucking back to the drawing board. They're not going to give up on it, but they're just going to go back to the drawing board.
Then you know what they're going to do. Then you know what they're going to do.
Fire Kathleen Kennedy.
No. They're going to remake the original trilogy.
Yes.
That's when they
dude,
announced the remake
who's been
of the
calling
original
that
trilogy.
since 2015 on this channel? Me. That's their last card to play.
Yeah.
That is their last card to play, and they're absolutely going to do it. There was never any doubt, and they'll probably what they'll do is no, they probably wouldn't. I would say remake the prequels and do it in order, but they would be in such dire straits that they would need to play their last card, which is remaking the original trilogy, which would, in their eyes, solve a lot of problems because you could recast Luke, Han, and Leia. And I know they talked about it on Geeks Gamers Daily today. Like, like Luke is probably going to show up in Filoni's grand plan for Ahsoka. He has to at some point. So at this point, just fucking recast him. Like I just recast him. Just go ahead and do it. Like, how is Yoda not around in the Acolyte? Now, the only thing I could think of is they didn't allow a lesbian headlamp to have him.
Yeah, it might actually have been Filoni saying, no, don't touch him.
Isn't their line they didn't have the time to do the CGI for Yoda?
Is that their line?
Something like that. Something along those lines. It would have taken too much budget to bring Yoda in.
I would have thought that she would be so desperate to get Yoda because he's like one of the few remaining characters that people still have some like smile to see on screen, that she would have at least his voice. You know, like a shitty hologram and you can hear his voice, something like that.
Yeah, Yoda's on vacation.
But to answer your question, there'll always be a Star Wars fandom that's connected to the older Star Wars, that's connected to EU, that will still meet up at conventions and buy shit. That'll always be around till that ages out, right? And that's going to be a long time. But they can look no further than like the Star Trek fandom. That's what Star Wars fandom is headed for, which is it's still around. There's still little conventions. Most of them don't like the new shit. But there's plenty of old stuff to enjoy until, you can't pass it down to another generation or your kid or your grandkid doesn't give a shit about it. Like, that's it.
What do you reckon the budgets will be on these movies?
250, 300.
Oh, you think that they won't learn their lesson and learn how to make a Star Wars movie for $75 million?
No. Not even close.
I think they'll be stupid with the Rey movie and plug a shit ton into it and reshoot it a whole bunch of times. The Mandalorian one, I was wondering, do you think maybe Filoni will try to reduce it down so that he could... Because anybody with half a brain over there should realize that they're going to be much more likely to make a profit and be seen as a success if they can shrink the budget.
Okay, with the Mandalorian film, I think there's a few factors to take into consideration. Number one, most people probably don't even know about Mandalorian because it is just a streaming service TV show. Secondly, if the Fantastic Four is a massive flop with Pedro Pascal, and Gladiator 2 is a massive flop with Pedro Pascal, then his light is going to be very diminished. So him being the lead character, even though he's going to be wearing a helmet and probably take his helmet off once.
He'll probably be willing to be a part of it if it's a movie, right?
He'll be certainly more willing to be part of it.
More willing, yeah.
But I see it. I see at least 250. I just don't see them making one of these movies for less than 250 mil.
Yeah, it's really hard to go back once you've already spent all that money and you have invited in third parties. You've got a lot of redundancy, middle management. Now they've fired a lot of people, but the unions are what drive up a lot of the costs with these movies. That's exactly why they go to the UK to film stuff, and it's cheaper for them in the UK because of the tax break. But everything is more expensive. Like the pound is worth more than $1. So like everything is more expensive there. And it's somehow cheaper than working here. Why? Because of the unions and all the guidelines and restrictions. And you have to have this many fucking line producers and bullshit and intimacy coordinators and all that crap, which you probably still have to have in the UK too. But that's created the problem. Yeah, it's really hard to go back to like, hey, let's try to make a Star Wars movie for $75 million.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I wouldn't expect them to go lower anyway because it's Star Wars. You got to have a babillion, jajillion in there.
And we haven't had a movie since The Rise of Skywalker. That's 5 years. 5 years.
It's crazy. Absolutely nuts.
And a bunch of crap.
See, at least when George took his big breaks between sequel and prequels, he did that on purpose. They're starting to do it because they have to.
He took such a long break. Like most of us were like, I will never get the prequels. George is done. George is done. That's but then, George was playing the long game and he was smart. He did a 20th anniversary re-release and screwed up the original trilogy. But but damn, those things made money.
God, remember when that was just our problem with Star Wars?
I know.
It was George over-tinkering. Fuck. Holy.
Give me back the tinkering. I'll take the tinkering.
I'll take tinkering all day, every day.
And as criticized as the prequels were at the time, it is undeniable he captured another generation of Star Wars fans. A huge, like a lot of kids went and watched those. And that was the whole point. Capture another generation. That's something that Doctor Who did and then undid it immediately and failed. And Star Trek has never done since the end of Enterprise. They have not captured another generation.
I would probably say since end of TNG, to be honest.
I think Star Trek was at its peak, what, 94?
93, 94, 95 sort of area.
Yeah.
I think it was at its absolute peak when First Contact came out, because you had First Contact and DS9 was flying and Voyager was going to be kicking off soon as well. Great premise of Voyager, massively fucked up, which is
massively fucked up. DS9 though.
Such a good premise though.
That's the shit. But that so will Star Wars head into the apathy that Doctor Who and Star Trek are experiencing? Yeah, but they still have some time because of what George has created. I mean, it's
to this day seeing people just ripping Doctor Who to shreds. A lot of X fans have been created by this latest season.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't matter because they're so happy because they had the largest 18 to 35 audience for a drama show where people wore blue T-shirts at that specific time of the day on a Saturday, and so it's a success, Mauler.
We had the largest key demographic of the lowest ratings of all time. Okay, you need to understand that.
Work that fucking shit out.
Never charted. I don't know if the new Nielsen charts have come out yet because they've been lagging behind. But never charted. But yeah.
No.
Yeah. So when has Mando and Grogu started filming?
No.
So it coming out next year is real fucking iffy at this point. It's coming
2026. That's what I'm.
Oh, is that okay? So
that's what I'm.
Yeah. And that Rey movie. So as cringe as like I would say the Acolyte is kind of it. But if they actually make the Rey movie, That's going to be
that'll be unfucking believable. Like it's believable, but also unbelievable. Like in terms of just wow, they really did want to annihilate themselves. There's no other goal.
Well, and that's where the backlash, from what's left of the fandom and people who watch this stuff and just we're all kind of surprised. We're like, it's like just like with the Marvels, it's like wow, they really did like triple, quadruple down on failure. Like they're committed to this.
People would say it's a joke and a funny joke, but with a bit of truth, it's like, no, it's just 100% the truth. If we wanted to design a way to destroy the franchise, but not quite come across as so obviously, like making a film that was, insane, we'd probably make a Rey movie. That's probably the best way to go now.
We do it as lols, and they actually came out with that's their idea. It's crazy.
What movie can we make that would own the chuds the most? A Rey movie.
A Rey movie.
A Rey movie.
If I own the chuds, you mean, of course, hundreds.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
I said by own the chuds, of course, we mean lose hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yes. We're going to lose more money than you can possibly imagine. Gotcha, chud! Ha ha!
Yeah. Ha! Ha!
It's going to be so weird, dude, because if the Rey movie comes out first, right, and it's like, all right, I'm obviously going to want to make some kind of analysis on it just as a Star Wars thing, and it's going to be like, wow, like 2019 was the last time I did that, but it's not going to, you know what I mean? It's like, well, yeah, but we've been getting a shit ton of this garbage in the TV shows on a streaming service, and it feels like there's going to be so many Star Wars people who don't know anything about all of that, You're gonna be like, what? There was like 7 TV shows. You're like, yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't think the Mandalorian, in a theatrical sense, is going to hold any weight whatsoever comparative to its a little bit of initial success on Disney Plus, which is now all been killed off with season 3.
How many meetings do you think they had about the future of Star Wars that didn't have a conclusion? Like they all got together and they were like, all right, we need to do this. And then they said, okay, next week we'll talk about this again. It's just been ongoing for literal years.
What's this, Gary?
Hush.
Yes, sir.
Huge.
Hush, that was going on right when I bought my store. And it was like, at the time, the only comic book that was like really selling well.
Remember the chalk. Remember the whiteboard.
Ugh. Ugh. I remember that always triggers the memory of the Luke Skywalker face with a target on it. What was that from? It was like a behind the scenes
that
thing.
was in the offices where Pablo Hidalgo et al. Were.
And there was a bunch of denials it meant something else. Blah blah blah. Well, now that time has passed, no, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Well, yeah, you could say like we know what it means now. We saw all of your work.
Yeah. Yeah. We got full context. Thank you for what that meant. And it meant exactly what everybody said it meant. You fucks.
Would you share the Forbes article that says Star Wars fans are being like totally weird and stuff about the Acolyte?
Mm-hmm.
Is it shit?
Yeah, fans are being weird about stuff. They like. Wow.
And by the way, I resent being called a Star Wars fan now. Thank you very much.
Yes.
How dare you insult me? Yeah.
So offensive.
That is offensive. Disney did one thing with Star Wars and me. It made me no longer a Star Wars fan.
Blow that up a little bit, X-Ray Girl, please. A little bit more. Okay, scroll down so I can read it. There we go. Yeah. Hang on a second.
Do you need the text bigger?
No, I need it to fill the screen, but you have it all on the left, probably because of ad block or something, right? So
yeah,
that's kind of what I need.
I can read it.
I need to be able to read it because I'm on a show, right?
Because I'm a blind
I'm a
boy.
best.
Kind of important, but
Get your binoculars.
Star Wars fans. Okay, fuck it. Let's just go. All right.
Yeah.
Star Wars fans are being weird about the Acolyte, a powerful Sith, a compelling mystery, and a thrilling lightsaber battle. The Acolyte is proving to be one of the strongest stories of the Disney Star Wars era. Oh my!
What is the compelling mystery? Tell me. What is it?
Be specific.
What is it?
Give me one.
I've no idea.
Every person who talks about the good of the show will mention it, and it's like, would you guys say the same thing if Master Soul had a lunchbox and he said, "There's something really important in here"? And that was it.
That would be the most compelling mystery.
That would be more of a mystery, because if you say, "What is the mystery?" and they go, "Well, what about the witches?" I don't care.
I don't care. Why would I care? What does it change?
Yeah.
Oh no, they made a
It changes
mistake.
nothing, because you have intimated so much that Jedi bad. So when we see Jedi being bad, are we meant to go, "Oh no, the very thing that you've been saying all along happened"?
The Jedi are bad. The Jedi are good. That's the height of their mystery.
Yeah.
Will the Jedi be bad or good? Ooh. They've done nothing to explore what the Jedi like value in this show.
Well,
They're so like self-contained by this stupid mystery that we haven't had any time to actually build any characters. I don't know if you guys saw it. There was a tweet where Daphne Keane was talking about how she likes that Leslie Helen is willing to kill characters that a lot of shows will not. And I saw people saying, "Yeah, Dave Filoni, take notes." And then I saw a top comment that I totally agree with. It was just like, well, maybe next time make them a character before you kill them.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, all well and good to be willing to prevent any plot armor from covering up your characters, but at the same time, who the fuck was Jackie?
I didn't even know her name until I was watching other people review the episode, which I'd already reviewed, who were calling her Jackie, and I was like, "Oh, that's what she was called."
In our coverage, I asked, I think it was Theo, whether he thinks Jackie was going to die, and he was like, "Which one? Like, who is?" You have to be more specific. You can't just be saying their names like this.
Yeah. Just point at their superficial trait.
Yeah, the characters in this show don't even have the characterization of an extra in a normal show. Like most of the Jedi are dead at this point. So what memorable Jedi are left? We got Jedediabetes. He's still alive.
He's still alive. Yeah, he's still alive.
Jedi Master Nepo. He's gonna go crap a laser whip, a light whip, whatever the fuck it's called.
Squid Game's still going.
Squid Game is still going, but he gonna die.
He's gonna die.
And and our main characters that nobody ever seems to bring up.
Right.
Yord was such a good character, wasn't he?
Dude, it was so sad when Yord got his neck broke because, oh my god, I knew him from the other episodes.
Yeah. Oh, Yord.
That is like unironically what the analysis is. He was in the other ones.
Oh, he was in those other episodes, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
His best characterization was he was folding his fucking robes without his shirt on. That's that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing people seem to remember.
Did you talk about Star Wars fans being weird? Did you see the headline? What Yord's topless scene tells us about his character?
No.
And that was in some mainstream media rag trash, but it's just like what? Like Variety or something. It was insane. And you're calling Star Wars fans weird for going, "Hey, you know the shit which isn't remotely Star Wars? It's shit." Oh, you're weird. So now, let me tell you what a character this guy has because he got his tits out.
So the compelling mystery that the show thinks we care about, but we don't, is what happened to the witches during the
Nobody
fire?
cares.
Nope.
Nobody cares.
There's a scale of options as to the information everyone wants to know, if you can say they want to know, is just how evil the Jedi were. That's the answer. We're all just like, get it over with. How evil were they? Was it an accident, or did they just kill all the witches?
All right, so let me ask you these questions, okay? The episode flashback that we saw, if they wanted to make it have any impact, but they're terrible writers, it all should have been from the perspective of Osha, all of it.
Yep.
But it wasn't. That's just the problem. So we saw the Coven of Witches together without Osha or May being there, going, "We should just go to the Jedi camp and wipe them out."
Yeah, we had a couple
like
of
that.
There's a couple of scenes that were not her POV.
So
right?
why do we fucking even care about these bitches? they've shown that they have produced 2 children, which apparently are going to make the Coven thrive. Can't
remember,
actually biologically do that with the power of the dark side.
She said at one point, "Who's going to miss 4 Jedi?" As if like it could just kill them.
Yes. Well,
These are the good guys, by the way. Wait, what?
We saw that last week that you could get rid of 6 or 8 or however many it was to just dispatch.
Dude,
who's gonna miss him? Huh?
The episode ending right before Soul can get onto just like talking to the Jedi Council is such a meme because what he says in that next minute is gonna basically decide canon breaks or not.
And
they
also how retarded or not retarded he is.
Yes. Also how respectful he is, because there's a lot of corpses that he needs to get taken care of.
That he just left to rot.
Yes.
And a lot of lightsabers that are deadly weapons that he just left behind.
Deadly and expensive. He even left the fucking Cortosis helmet behind.
Oh, fuck that shit. Why would you need that? Why would you need to take something which negates a Jedi's lightsaber when it did it to you and your other fellow Jedi? But luckily, when the guy does use it, he waits for their lightsabers to come back before killing them, negating the whole fucking point of that in the first place. But never mind. Because this show's... I don't know if you're aware of this, by the way, but this show's really badly written.
You made that up.
Nah. I'm trying to figure out why they think Star Wars, the war over Wikipedia. Okay, so that's one of their reasons. And Kiadi Mundi. I think that's honestly, the age is the least of the problems the show has. Okay, don't really care. It's just... I'm kind of scrolling over this. So I've been in the Star Wars fandom so long. I remember back in 2008. Ooh, way back in 2008, huh? Sven, when Ahsoka's existence broke Legends canon. I remember when everyone was in an uproar over Mandalorian portrayal of the Clone Wars contradicted Clone Wars Mandos. Well, yes, but like we're heading into Disney Star Wars territory.
Well, I'm confused. What do you do? Highlighting other times people have been annoyed about continuity being broken or
oh
stretched?
Shit, my tweet's in here. I didn't even know that.
It's happened plenty of times before. People have gotten mad about things before. That is true. It doesn't make this one any less, fair.
We got actually, for one, it was a joke. I guess the Sith haven't been extinct for a millennium. And then we had John Campea break down all our tiers of canon, which is definitive, right, Mahler? It's the definitive John Campea's. Then I wouldn't be wrong because the movies are G canon, right? So that's the canon that counts the most. And I would like to remind everyone who's conflating all the EU canon into the show, it doesn't exist. They decanonized it.
Yes.
It doesn't
Remember
exist.
when they announced that?
But they selectively keep and get rid of lots of it at whim.
Yes. But the whole point was just it contradicts what was actually said in a film. What was actually said in the film and what the Jedi know and what they don't know. Gary
appearing in a Forbes article does more for Forbes than it does for Carrie.
I didn't even know I was honestly in this, to be honest. I was so yeah, and then they got Echo Base. So they're just, please tell me what makes this show good. Are you really trying to push this? Like, it's good because they headbutted a lightsaber.
Multiple times, by the way.
You say this as if it's not a shock from the same fandom that saw a flicker of Darth Vader and went, "This is the greatest TV show in the history of Red."
No,
I know.
Mauler, they went, it's red. They went, it's
they need
red.
to understand just how red it is.
No, I think
it's red.
I think lesbian space witches conjuring up a couple of Jedi twins that we don't give a fuck about in the show. That they're based, that they are the main fucking characters. And if they died, I'd be happy.
I don't care.
They're very nothing.
When Yor died, I laughed. Well, I was surprised when X-20. I wasn't surprised to see X-23 like completely taking on this Sith Lord by herself as a Padawan. when he
Twice.
just twice. I was shocked when she got killed. I was like, oh wow, okay.
When she got killed, I actually rewound it to watch it again to see if I think she's actually dead. Because it's Disney
You
Star
never
Wars.
know.
I know. I was like, where were those lightsabers going? Because lightsabers don't hurt anyone anymore.
It
Saw that.
cauterizes the wound.
It cauterizes the wound. You know, even though it goes through a fucking. Oh, whatever. Never mind. I'm not even going to entertain these fucking retards.
Yord wasn't even limping by the end of the episode, dude.
He wasn't even limping after he told Osha to run. He came from the other fucking direction. Fine. Oh, God, it's so fucking stupid. Meanwhile, brushing a lightsaber across your stomach area is now a mortal wound.
And he got hit in his quad, right? Like, you ever had a quad injury? You're not fucking running after that. You're just
Not
not.
if you get it
It's a little
severed.
difficult. Yeah, not after you get it fucking severed. So yeah, you could take Forbes off there. What Neon talked about this, right? And it's been going on for a long time now. This whole thing is gaslighting. Like they knew, Disney knew, Access Media knows, the critics know that got milk. The critics know that this is shit.
yeah.
That this is shit. But like in that clip, I'll put it up on Twitter today from Joe Rogan talking to Taylor Sheridan, where he just straight up admits where he goes, critics just like stuff they politically agree with. That's it. And it doesn't even matter anymore. It's confirmation bias. That's all this is. That's all this is. And people try to throw it. It's on one side or the other. But even the people who are trying to separate themselves like Red Letter Media will later on say, well, the show kind of sucks.
Yeah.
That's because the show does suck.
But
I think it objectively sucks.
But according to Red Letter Media, some interesting developments happened in the last episode.
Okay.
I guess you could keep, that's open to interpretation, Mahler.
I did feel kind of bad for them. They had like a whole prediction set that, the following day they were like, well, never mind on those predictions.
Yep. That's the risk you run. I was giving them too much credit by saying that there's going to be, and by the way, there's going to be another Sith. There's another Sith at some point in the show.
Lesbian Headlamp's wife, or one of the fucking mothers.
One of the mothers.
I don't think it's anyone else but that.
It'll be a girl. I feel like that's safe to make that assumption.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
It's got to tie back into
wants an acolyte.
A girl has to be in charge. Okay, you can't have Smilo Red running around.
Well, so what's funny?
He wants an acolyte because he is an acolyte to someone else.
You got a lot of different sort of different forms of thinking here, because some people are very worried they're going to bring in Darth Plagueis, and it's just like
it'll be a woman.
Well, that's the thing. It's like,
I'm sure she'll be fine in that show. They them,
yeah. Like when the writer said, "Oh, the pronoun thing was just a joke." When she said about Basil, she was just like, "Is he they?" And it's like, no, that's not the joke, because if you don't know what gender it is, the joke would be, not that it'd be even funny in the first place, is he or she? That would be the joke.
Yeah.
So the they thing was just stupid insert nonsense.
So
look, we did it.
The because I kind of implied it before that there's a mystery to actually be figured out about the nature of what the Jedi do, but I want to make clear, like, it's not a mystery for the story, it's more so for what the writers have decided the Jedi are.
Yes.
And that like, I don't know exactly what the nature of that's going to be, and I'm waiting to find out, because there's not much of a limit on what I would expect them to portray the Jedi as having done. When you have a Jedi killing himself because of what happened.
But think about it, Mauler. You have a Jedi that killed himself because of it, and then you have Saul, Master Squid Game, who said, "I've made my peace with it." So one of them has made their peace with it. The other killed themselves.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess he's cleaner on it out of the set of Jedi. He's gonna be the cleanest.
I think he's the one that's mind controlled OSHA. I think it's him that's done that.
Really? Okay. Well, because the May burning OSHA's room, I know people are still saying that's probably mind control as opposed to her actually doing it.
He might not even be there.
That's another thing, yeah.
But yeah, I don't think OSHA's actually there. I think it's all in the mind.
Well, I can't. What was that as? Sorry.
I think that May wasn't even there. I think it's all in the mind of OSHA.
On that, like the flashback, anything could fucking happen, and it's really going to make episode 3 completely fucking pointless because it's going to rewrite everything that episode put in place anyway.
But in all fairness, I think every one of us said that episode 3 was an utter waste of time and told nobody anything.
Yeah, I was just mad that I didn't get to see my Wookiee Jedi fucking around. We're making jokes about it. I want to see him fuck up. I want to see him fuck up Smiler Ren for a little bit. It would have been cool. Well, but never mind. Why would we want that? Why would any Star Wars fan want to see a Wookiee Jedi?
They didn't have the budget, Mauler.
He fucking died like Elvis, man, on the Wookiee toilet.
Yeah.
Hey, according to CBR, guys, we're all wrong, by the way. Okay. And I guess that Smiler Ren helmet sold out. So I guess, you know what? We're wrong. The Acolyte's actually good because the Smiler Ren helmet sold out. You got us.
Did it?
You got it. It's actually a good show.
How many units were there?
I probably a few thousand at most.
No.
2,000? Well, let's look.
Let's see. Let's find out.
Let's
find out.
Labs. Oh, I can't say Smilo Ren. What is it? What the fuck is
that?
We don't know the name of the character.
Sith? The Stranger?
Stranger? Oh, I don't know. Who cares?
The guy.
Here we go. No, you can still pre-order it, and you can buy it. You can buy up to 3 each.
How much are available?
Why?
Well, it says pre-order. It says pre-order. You can pre-order it. Limit of 3 per customer. Expected availability subject to change. Due July 2025.
So we don't know how many are being produced.
No, so we don't even know how many units are being made. So it's not sold out. That's a load of fucking shite.
Well, the Citadel of Journalism, CBR, is stating, you can share this, X-Ray Girl. The Acolyte data suggests Star Wars series is a big hit despite the backlash, everybody. There you go. There you go. The great CBR. Despite receiving a plethora of online backlash, the Acolyte has been a success for the Star Wars universe. According to third-party data, the D+ series has performed well in terms of viewership numbers.
No, it hasn't.
Analytics firm Real Good. Wait a minute. Have we heard of them before?
No.
What was the app that one of the stars of She-Hulk shared that showed it like in the top, but it was the top show, and then Nielsen came out like a week later. I can't remember that.
It's like WeShield.com.
Something like that. Maybe I don't know if this is the same one or not, but it's a similar app.
He
I'm curious as to how Real Good gets their information. I wonder if it's like Parrot Analytics, which just judges basically online chatter, which monitors viewing trends across U.S. streaming platforms. Provided Screen Rant with an analysis. Sorry,
never would have thought we could get Gary to say anal 5 times in a row.
With some anals. With some anals of The Acolyte during its first 14 days on D+, per the publication, the results indicate that the series is the second most successful in terms of streaming and engagement, outperforming the average top 100 TV show by a factor of 6. Obi-Wan Kenobi holds first place as it outperformed the average top 100 TV shows by a factor of 8.
That's absolutely nonsense.
I don't even know what that...
Even if I were to
over
believe that
14 days. Second, yeah.
It would have been because of the fact that everyone, including us, were like, so this is the big potential TV show. You got the actor, you've got a easy place to tell a story. Everyone It's like you've squashed the OT. He's go squash. It's just so funny to think back on Obi-Wan Kenobi. It had everything going for it. They needed to do like a 5 out of 10 show, and they would have been golden probably.
So over a 14-day period, it performed a certain percentage over the average of the percentage of TV shows.
Absolutely not.
There's no fucking numbers. There's no how many people watched it, okay? Not viewing minutes. Nobody ever shares these fucking numbers because they're low.
It had a 60% drop off, didn't it? From episode 4 to episode 5.
You know, Netflix has now become the most transparent of all things. And you still can't totally believe it. But when something like Stranger Things hits, they are happy to share those numbers. Happy. And now we get like a percentage of something that we're not going to provide, by the way. We're not going to provide the average. We're not going to give a hyperlink to the fucking numbers or anything. We're just going to go, trust me, bro. We're CBR. We're CBR. The data provides a realistic look at the success of the Acolyte, which fell victim to review bombing. Following the debut episode on June 4th, 5 installments in its run on the streamer, the series' Rotten Tomatoes critics score is still holding strong at 83%, while the audience rating is a dismal 14%. As a result, the show officially holds the record of being the Star Wars title with the lowest audience rating ever on Rotten Tomatoes. Then we have the byline here. Female-led Star Wars projects always receive backlash.
Because so far they've all been shit.
I mean,
but we're not being sexist because so have the male-led ones as well.
Yes.
But all the male-led ones always defer to a very female. So
well, wait, because the thing about the male-led ones, like, let me figure this out. Because are all the female-led ones versus the male-led ones? The male-led ones are all legacy characters except Andor, right? You've got Obi-Wan, Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Am I running out already? Mandalorian's
Mandalorian's original.
New. Yeah. So that's fair. It's just interesting to compare, right? Because, you know, I mean, even with Obi-Wan, you could be they would make the argument that Reva is like the reason people hate on it, you know, instead of the fact that the whole show was horrible.
Well, it was horrible. This is the thing, right? When we do our analysis of it, it's not like we're just going it's shit because woman. We are bringing receipts onto why it's shit, why this doesn't work, why this beat doesn't work, why this character doesn't work, why this plot doesn't work, why this story doesn't work, etc. Plenty of it. Every fucking review that we do, everyone that we do, receipt, why it doesn't work, in our opinion.
Yeah.
But it's
and for the rev, like, we're not doing it to avoid allegations. We're doing it because that's how we review shit.
Yes. Whereas the responses from the people who are critical of the people who are doing the reviews, their response is, you just hate women, you just hate black people, you just hate without actually going into the crux of the story, the characterization, the development, which is why it's all fucking failing. So who is the disingenuous one here?
Well, it's Disney.
Yes.
What?
And I know, it's crazy, right? Female-led Star Wars projects have always received backlash. Obi-Wan was probably the worst series.
Yeah,
probably.
That's a male lead. Now, to be fair to Mando Season 3, they made Bo-Katan the lead of that one, so okay. But,
and they retconned that within 2 weeks.
Yep. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy. Oh, she's still the president, she's still there.
Any day now, Gary. Don't be like that. Any day now.
Was expecting a certain level of backlash when the Acolyte was released. I wonder why. Is it because of a female lead, or is it because of everything that led up to it? All the chatter, all the potential lore breaking, lesbian headlamp stating she is drawing upon her own queer experience and not drawing upon, I don't know, Star Wars? Making up. Yeah. As there had already been attacks on the show, its creator, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, Leslie Headland, ahead of its premiere. She attributed the behavior to the prominently male Star Wars fan base. Well,
good call. Really good call.
Yeah. That tends to react more negatively to projects created by women and those that focus on female characters.
Oh, come on.
I swear to God, we are reading just satire now. That's what we're reading. We're just reading satirical fucking nonsense. Why won't you eat the garbage? Why?
It
Why
must
do
be
you want to
sexism.
Yeah, but that's just it, though. As I said, we do all these reviews. We break down why it doesn't work. We break down why it's stupid. We break down why this character isn't a fucking character because they got no character. And this is what you get. Men don't like women.
What's their excuse for Boba Fett? Why do we hate that? Is it Ming-Na Wen? Do we not like her? Is that why?
No, we love Ming-Na Wen. That's why they never talk about Ming-Na Wen. Because geeks, if you're a geek, you fucking love Ming-Na Wen. You love that girl. She's done fucking Street Fighter. We've had her in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's fucking legitimately badass. Comes across as a really cool person. We like Ming-Na Wen. So where is all the hatred for that character? Where is it? Even though the character's not great, that she plays Fennec, whatever it is. Even though that's not Shan, yeah.
Just try to argue that fans don't like Boba Fett. That's why that show went downhill, you know?
Oh. You just hate. Ah, shit. We got nothing on this one. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and all the review bombers seem to have missed, I mean, a lot of other movies, but let's just pick a show that's out right now. House of the Dragon. They seem to have missed that one.
Vespers in Space, though, got a lot of shit.
God, what were they fucking thinking?
Mr. Spin 180, Spin 360 or whatever and shoot. He got a lot of shit.
So the two shows that got the most hate were male-led shows.
Yeah, well, arguably the most hate any individual movie got was what would you say it's? Would you say it's Rise of Skywalker out of the three?
I mean, from both sides. Yes, I would say Rise of Skywalker.
Not to obviously Rey is technically the lead of all three, but still, Rise of Skywalker has there's a shit ton of guys in it. I'm just saying, they're all pretty shit.
Directed by a dude, by the way, as far as I know.
Can you believe it?
Like Finn because he was black, and not the fact that
they've tried that. They've tried
had
that
a potential interesting story that you just annihilated in the second episode, so he could be dragged around by a Vietnamese actress who they thought would appeal to
Vietnamese.
Asian.
Dude, you cannot say that fucking word.
I'm right here.
There's gonna appear to some Chinese audience, even though they fucking hate each other, and then who was going to go on to sexually assault Finn at the end. And stop him from saving loads of lives.
They try and get through this with all kinds of ones, but that's one of the ones that just like nobody bought. You hate Finn because he's black. It's like, don't even.
No, actually, the screenwriters did. They turned the black man into comic relief janitor.
Yeah,
and they shrunk him on the poster.
How 1930s of you. Fucking what the fuck?
All of us wanted a fucking awesome character. They didn't give it to us. So
he wasn't even the magical.
No, and they shrunk him on the poster for China.
Mm-hmm. And they covered up the face of Chadwick Boseman for China.
Thanks to concentration camp in China.
Thanks to concentration camp that's currently neutering people. Neutering them to prevent them from breeding. Thank them. Thanks.
I'd like to offer
a film.
I'd like to offer a trade.
Go back to sterilizing people in your camps.
With just a few episodes to go before, by the way, only 3 more episodes to go, everybody.
Oh, I pray to the good Lord up above. This episode is half an hour again.
Shut up! You want to have a 22 episode season? You want like an hour-long episode every time.
I will take a 22 episode season if they're all 15 minutes long.
Fair.
I'll take that.
That practically are. I mean,
yeah.
It's 27 minutes. It's I've done the math, so it's a minute to a minute and a half of previously on, and then the lights going over the fucking helmets, and then that fucking Lucasfilm thing that's just a sacrilege that it even appears, and then it's 6.5 minutes of credits.
Oh, I thought it was 4.
It's 6.5 minutes because depending on what you get, but on like they do this with Netflix, they credit all the translators too, all the people who are. Translators. With just a few episodes to go of The Acolyte before it concludes its first, and I'm guessing only season. Okay. Those who enjoy.
This is never getting a season 2 in a month of Sunday.
Why are you saying that? They made the first one.
Where's Kenobi season 2? Where's She-Hulk season 2?
What the fuck are you going to do in Kenobi season 2?
Where is
like actually have him watch Luke?
No, you take
do what he was supposed to do in season 1.
Take all of the series that Disney Plus have made. How many actually made it to a season 2?
You know, I was thinking about that, and I was going to make a list. As I was thinking about that this weekend. So So out of like out of Lucasfilm and Marvel, how many have gotten a season 2? So
Mandalorian.
We're getting Mandalorian.
Andor.
Ahsoka's getting a season 2.
Yep. Ahsoka is. But until it comes out, we've got to just say the ones which have come out.
Loki.
Well, I thought they confirmed Ahsoka season
Loki
2.
on the Marvel side.
Loki. Yeah.
Loki season 2, man, they definitely ain't doing a season 3. Like nobody saw Loki season 2.
But then like count all the shows they've made.
Yeah.
And only 4 or 5 have gotten season 2s.
Oh yeah, there's no denying it, but I just have a feeling with Acolyte that they were going to make a season 2 whether or not it has anyone watching it. I don't know, dude, it feels like that kind of show.
You're making I'm going to say a dozen between we got Mandalorian, like well over a dozen shows between Marvel and Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is Marvel and Star Wars. Like every fucking one of them should get a season 2.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. They should
all be primed, ready to be boom.
And it's been admitted openly that like Disney just doesn't know how to do the TV thing, which is
well, you can tell.
They own ABC. How could they not know how to make fucking TV shows when they own ABC?
Imagine the people who made Acolyte, like the team, were told to make the 22 episode season. They'd be fucking vomiting. They'd be like, "This isn't real. You can't tell us to do that. How the fuck are we gonna do this? We already stretched it so thin."
Well, and there's the formula.
They can't write.
The D+ formula is you are stretching about, like, I'm going to be fucking nice, an hour and a half of script over fucking 8 episodes, 6 episodes, whatever. And that's been happening with Marvel and Star Wars. And it's really evident in The Acolyte. Like, the last 2 episodes should have been 1 episode.
Yes.
I'm guessing you're not counting animated shows as well, by the way.
No.
No, live action.
Yeah. Not counting animated.
Because animation's a different kettle of fish altogether.
Totally. It's written different. It's produced different.
Both have different requirements for getting more seasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, with animation, it seems to be the thing to just greenlight 2 seasons no matter what.
Yes.
And maybe they save money doing that. I don't know.
People were like, "How did Halo get a season 2 then?" It was commissioned for 2 seasons before season 1 was even made.
Paramount was doing that a lot with a lot of stuff. The studio that is completely failing to the point where it can't even sell itself, and now it's going to have to get swallowed up by Warner Brothers.
Jeez.
What would you say about the difference between the Acolyte and Ahsoka as in terms of? That doesn't like if let's just say for the sake of argument, Ahsoka's definitely getting season 2. Would you say that gives you a bit of pause for thought as to whether or not they'd give Acolyte a season 2?
No, because I'll tell you why. Because Ahsoka is Dave Filoni's baby.
Yeah. And it's important to what Dave Filoni's going to be doing with his Star Wars throughout with D+. Mm-hmm. Like it was getting a season 2 no matter what. Like because it's the roadmap.
I just remembered that they've actually said that they're going to recast Balin for season 2. To
Yeah,
Balin
I
is
mean,
with
that's
Liev
Balin's
Schreiber.
like,
I
well-
don't know with who, but I know that they are recasting.
I saw someone
Balin.
suggest Gerard Butler. I thought that was funny as well. It's, who knows who the fuck they ever get? He is easily the only character that's worthwhile in the whole
Yes.
show.
Yep.
So
He had a legitimately good moment when he was fighting Ahsoka by the teleporter thing.
Yeah.
And he kicked the shit out of her.
In Acolyte, Smilo Ren, what's his name? Chimera.
I call him Quim.
I just call him Asian Ezra Miller. Is
Discount Asian Ezra Miller.
he's not a
Quimmy,
discount. I think he's actually better than Ezra Miller. I'll give him that. That's why I call him Asian Ezra Miller. But I think he's actually a better actor than Ezra Miller.
well, I think when I says discount, I don't think it means quality of acting, just cost of actor, right?
Yeah.
Well, then
Okay.
again,
Good point.
Who knows how much Ezra Miller costs these days?
But he's probably the most compelling thing in it. None of his lines make sense. The writing is shit. But I would say now that they've made Master Soul a complete retard.
Oh, he's moronic.
Yeah.
He's absolutely fucking moronic.
Which is a shame. Yeah, I didn't.
Damn
need to,
shame.
but-
Yeah.
I say they didn't need to. What else would I expect? But
I know.
yeah, you're right. Smilo Ren is probably now the fan favorite from Acolyte. So
Yep. And I
So
know there's like rumors out there about Knights of Ren and all that shit. And
God, it's so funny listening to people be like, "Oh my God, what?" It's just like, why? Do you remember what the Knights of Ren were?
this is gonna lead into the guys who stood around and did nothing in the Disney sequels, dude.
Gary, I remember when the fucking trailer and the visions were happening. People were like, "There's a bunch of dudes dressed in dark outfits with spooky masks, and they all have like red lightsabers potentially, and they work for the Sith." Like, that sounds amazing, and it's already like, well, why? And then you're like, well, because just that on its own. And then they notably disappeared entirely from TLJ. Ryan said he didn't have time for him. I remember that quote vividly because a lot of people were very upset about that. And then Rise of Skywalker, they pop up, I think, to do a job, and then they all get killed.
And then, because I watched your review, I have never seen Rise of Skywalker. Kylo Ren, not Smilo Ren. Kylo Ren goes
Yep.
like because he went.
Because he's Han Solo, it's genetic.
He watched Return of the Jedi with his dad.
So telling me this guy could be a part of the Knights of, I'm just like, it annoys me that you find that interesting.
What does that mean, though?
Nothing. They were nothing. Nothing. It's like, why would you? It's whatever they say about him as a Knight of Ren would be retroactive continuity. We got nothing. They didn't care. JJ threw them in because they were a bunch of cool-looking bad guys.
You mean reference doesn't hold up if reference doesn't go anywhere or have any characterization or good writing or behind it? Is that what you're trying to say?
What if Chimera is a Knight of Ren? Wow, what that means nothing at all.
It doesn't mean anything, but none of these characters mean anything because none of them have a character.
And it sucks that Star Wars forever gets away with this as an IP, just being
He
like
looks cool.
announced. I mean, we're 5 out of 8, and there's been nothing in terms of just what we've gained from this as a story. And yet people are like pretty happy with that episode because there were colors in it. They were going back and forth and back and forth.
Yes.
It's incredible how reliable that is. Like, we memed about it in the Ahsoka times, which was still an end point of it having been a big thing for a while anyway. But to this day, if you're making a Star Wars show for Disney, right, however shit, as long as you have every 3 episodes or so a lightsaber battle, you should be okay. You should probably be okay in terms of the
yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be able to keep this puppy going forever. But the important thing for Star Wars is they didn't pay $4 billion to make it a niche brand. It's supposed to. This is one of the most appealing pieces of genre intellectual property that appeals to normies. It's one of the biggest, and it doesn't anymore. And
I think the deeper in the hole, they spent $4 billion on Star Wars. They haven't made fucking anything. They are throwing money into a streaming service which is losing money. So that's dead money.
Yeah.
The Force Awakens is possibly the only film to have made a profit. When you figure in how when you start to figure in actually how genuinely large the budgets were for Rogue One, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, Solo, when you actually figure out that they have barely fucking clawed any money back, if any, at all.
No film in 5 years. It's affected the money, merchandising, which was a money printing machine, which made them more money than anything, than any fucking movie or anything. That it's affected that. It's got a definite black eye as a brand. So they're delaying the inevitable, that they need to completely retool this. And man, I know a story. I can't tell it right now, of what could have been, that Kathleen Kennedy shot down. And it's not going to get better until she's gone, and she's going to be gone when she wants to be gone. We all know this, right? So we just have a few episodes to go. The Acolyte concludes at its first season, and only one. Those who enjoy the show have wondered if a second season was in the works. Headland recently addressed the possibility of a second season, but she said she would only consider it if there was more story to tell. She actually has a pretty
whatever.
Whatever. Fucking story here.
You're not Vince fucking Gilligan. You can't pull that line. You can't be like, you know what, the story counts for. It's like, shut up. You take it in a second. You'd be like, yes, please, yes, please, yes, please, another TV show, yes.
Yeah.
It feels like everyone's really expecting to get a second season. No, not really. And I don't feel that's a good idea. I agree with you there, the showrunner explained. I think you should put everything you can in the first season, which you clearly did. And
you have nothing.
And you have nothing. Yeah. And give the audience a nice resolution that feels satisfying. In theory, yes, that's a really good idea.
Is this the same woman that said last week that it feels weird or something, being the only person that knows what the fuck's going on in this show?
Yeah, I didn't know she said that, but
she said something along the lines of because I know how it all goes. It's so funny that I'm the only person who understands what's actually going on.
But
which is basically saying my show is fucking nonsensical.
But enough nods to mystery that would want to see a second season. Well, we're not. I don't think we're going to see a second.
I mean, I'd love you to, because I absolutely adore Disney fucking burning money.
Dude, it's so funny to watch how Star Wars became this, because it does remind me of, the more I watch TOS, the more I can see how Star Trek was absolutely annihilated, right? But Star Wars I saw a tweet of someone saying they went back to watch the OT and they were really surprised to find, because they hadn't seen it, that it wasn't filled with fights, filled with big battles, and it was more a focused character story. I was like, yeah, crazy, right?
Weird.
Isn't that nuts? And then, watching how, like, why do you think Star Wars was such a big appeal? It wasn't all of this shit. I hate how much I Am Your Father as a reveal has just damaged all of Star Wars forever. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's being perceived on memes. I mean, that's and Disney is just, it's copy after copy after copy. It gets diminished. And by the time they need to do something like go into either just a complete different timeline, well, you've diminished the brand so much. Even if you do something interesting, I don't think it's ever going to cross over and appeal to normies, which is what you paid $4 billion for. All right. If you wanted a niche brand, well, now you got it. Now you got it.
You know, if the reveal is that the Jedi brutally killed all the witches, whatever, and we knew that from episode 1, like that was just true, where we would be right now is just like, what is there next in the story? We're just sort of waiting for what exactly? I don't know.
I don't know, because
for it to end.
It's going to be let's say the Jedi massacre the witches mercilessly, right? Let's just say they go in, they just fucking hack the fuckers to pieces, and then they mind control Osha to becoming a youngling, right? Let's just go. They are vicious. They are nasty. They're fucking cutting them to pieces. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
they're dark side using bitches. Who cares?
That's it.
I don't care a single shit about any of the Jedi, let alone the fucking witches. So if I don't give a shit about any of the characters, why am I meant to give a shit about the dark side using characters that get massacred, who want to preemptively kill the Jedi?
And trying to like, they have wasted so much time. We're in the 5th episode. And no, we don't know what's going on.
6 now. We're going into the 6th.
But we've completed the 5th episode. We're going to start the 6th episode tonight. And we still don't. All the characters who died, we didn't know. We don't care about the main characters. One of the characters we cared about, a soul, is a complete idiot. And
mentally retarded. So we can't. There's no.
Well, they switched the twins' places.
And now the most interesting character is the bad guy, which, great, but we barely know him. And we're obviously going to get a flashback episode at some point that reveals all this, which is going to waste more time. So actual new content that perpetuates this quote unquote mystery is going to lead to what? It's going to lead to.
Guy is just like, I just want to use my power the way I want to use it.
Yeah.
Which is for evil.
But the point I'm making.
We don't even fucking care.
We don't care about the main characters. Like, if they die at the end, who cares? If they go on, don't care. Obviously, the Jedi are going to have to cover this up. Ki-Adi-Mundi's going to have to bump his head, or nobody's going to tell him, or whatever.
He's crawl into somebody's fucking vagina and wait 40 years.
I don't know.
BRB.
They make it classified.
Man, don't judge his fetishes, okay?
Yeah, right. But
fucking hell. But we're just, I guess, bigots or something. I don't know.
Well, you got to watch the stuff to know, and now we know.
Well, you already know, like from those videos we checked out on EFAB, Gary. The sentiment is the show very deftly looks through the nature of the Jedi trying to control the world and prevent everyone from exploring the Force in their own way. It's almost like if that's going to be the conclusory point of this season, that Smiler Ren gets really mad and he kills a whole bunch more Jedi, and they're all very sad about that. And they're like, ultimately he wouldn't have done this if we simply let him do his thing. That sort of like weak ass point. It's just gonna be like, why? What a pathetic exploration of that idea. Because I'm more than on board with the notion that the Jedi might overreach. It's like, yeah, sure. Like, you can do stories about that.
But then you have to make the dark side user compelling, and you have to make the twins, if you're going to bring these twins in for some reason, compelling. May is a fucking chocolate fireguard. That is how useful she is. She had to forfeit the fight to Master Trinity. Trinity had to actually be stupid to lose that fight for her to win. The other guy, Master Gay Ryan Kinnell, fucking kills himself. She doesn't even get the opportunity to go for the Wookiee because Smiler Ren kills him off screen. Which leaves Master Saul, who's now become such a retard. We're kind of hoping that he gets put out of his misery so he could go make Squid Game 2.
Which comes out later this year.
I hope it's good.
So do I, because that first series is just unbelievably good. Unbelievable.
Episode 6, right? I was bitching.
Oh, Daddy. Oh, my God. I was emotional at the end of episode 6.
I gotta rewatch
really
it.
Good storytelling. That is.
The fact that it's not, it's like they hit you bang, 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 bang with like 4 different relationships.
Yes. There's multiple gunshot wounds in season 6. Multiple.
Season 6? Oh my God.
Sorry, episode 6. There's multiple gunshot wounds in that episode, and then the reveal at the end with the woman is just like,
it's brutal.
So,
man. So I need to rewatch it because it is excellent television.
We get to Disney's other franchise. Real quick before we get to that, let's put it. I just put something in the private chat. X-Ray Girl. There we go. think this clip probably speaks for itself when it goes back up.
I shared it wrong. That's why.
That's okay. This is from EFAP last Saturday, where we went over some other videos that like the Acolyte. I can't say Red Letter Media did not like the Acolyte.
No,
they did not. Most of the video was spent not talking about the Acolyte, but the discourse around it, which is their prerogative, which is absolutely fine. But we got this.
Last segment.
Turn it on and it annoys you or you don't like it, stop watching it.
Okay, Star Trek. You covered this. So this is the reason this is at the end is because I never thought I would hear this argument from them, and it's really sad because it's a tried and tested crappy response to a situation. And before we get into the hypocrisy, of which there is plenty, it's such a shit argument. Why are you even making it? What's the point?
If you don't like bad movies, stop watching them. Oh, wait, they review movies.
They have a show that is designed to find and make fun of bad things.
Oh, man. Thank goodness that Red Letter Media didn't come to prominence by doing a huge thesis on a series of films that they absolutely despise.
Yeah, that is notably, Mike has described, pissed him off to no end, the prequels. Like, what are you doing?
And the Star Trek movies, before he did the
prequel, that's true.
He used
the
Plinkett
TNG
to
movies, right?
The TNG movies because of how bad they were.
Picard season 1 and 2, he hated those seasons.
Yes.
But he watched them all.
Yes. He watched Kenobi, but they were so fucking... I think that is actually the last Red Letter Media stuff that I watched, is when I watched their Kenobi review, and I was just like, this is... I can't believe what's coming out of their mouth. Yeah. I really can't. I just can't believe it.
And so, yes. Just the broad thing here is just, damn, never thought I'd hear this from them. Heard this plenty from other people, but this,
just don't watch it.
This shite argument that means nothing. And I think a lot of people might be like, well, it's just a recommendation. It's not even an argument. It's not like they're having a debate. It's like, oh no, sorry. If I need to use different language to explain, it's a recommendation that makes no fucking sense at all and shows you have no understanding of the people you're talking to, or at, in this case.
But
especially
they do.
With how much...
That's the weird thing.
Well, so I was going to say that's why it's way worse, is because this is not some out of touch fucking director, writer, producer who has no idea what's happening. This isn't some shill channel that never even knew what Star Wars was.
Mm-hmm.
This is Red Letter Media. Like, they arguably, and they get criticism for this, jump-started a lot of what has become media criticism.
Yeah.
They were inspirational to a lot of people.
Yep.
They were incisive, entertaining, and just like, why are you saying this? It makes no sense at all.
And it's because they don't care about Star Wars, right? They and as much as they did Star Trek. So you can make, again, obvious, but you can make this exact statement about them with Star Trek. Just stop watching Kurtzman Trek. But we love their coverage. We love and they like Picard season 3, which is great. So did I. I think they have a lot of good content, but this one, when they mentioned starving children in Africa, there's starving children in Africa. Why are you concerned about Star Wars? I'm like, what?
Just for anybody in chat who does not know, because it's not in this clip, earlier on, they're showing clips of Star Wars Theory getting mad that Wikipedia was changing Ki-Adi-Mundi's whole history, like, in real time with the episode coming out. And his point was they're fucking with all of the lore because Leslie Headland has fucked it all up. Like, he's obviously annoyed, but the thing that lacks from that clip set is all of the details as to like his species, and then of course why they've done this, why they have Ki-Adi-Mundi, and what it's going to mean for the future of the Acolyte, to try and undo his line from Phantom Menace to allow them to have Smilo Ren, their completely original, made up, totally awesome Sith man. That's what it all comes down to. They want to have Smilo Ren. So he's annoyed about that. He's talking about it. And then they say, bro, they're like starving children in Africa. And it's just sort of, as someone who's seen probably like 95% of their stuff, some of it twice over, what the hell are you talking about? You guys will complain about the tiniest details in all kinds of nerd shit because I thought
Which
that's
is
what we all
great,
do.
by the way.
That's what
Absolutely
we
love it.
I don't. And so people have said, like, couldn't you just make this argument forever against everything they ever say? It's like pretty much.
You could make it for everything. If we're going to go with the starving children in Africa, like, why even make movies? Why waste that much money and make movies? Because starving children in Africa, they don't care, by the way. And they were trying to make a point. It was just contradictory to everything they've done before. That's the hope. And
but it's sort of degrading into everyone who doesn't like it is Hitler now.
It is.
The devolution when you start going, there are starving kids in Africa, and if you don't like it, just like turn it off and stuff. It's like one of the reasons why I loved watching Red Letter Media over the years. And it's not because they shit over stuff. That's not it. It's because the stuff that they have been critical of, their points make so much sense. And that's what's attractive to a viewer. They do it in a comical way. They do it in an entertaining way because they edit it well. You know, they have huge long form discussions that go on for hours, and then they edit it down to 45 minutes, an hour or so. So we get really concise points, which come across really well. And it's entertaining. They're taking something which has become anti-entertainment and converted it into entertainment that a nerd can watch and appreciate. Saying stuff like, I like it, don't watch it. When you've got a show called Wheel of the Worst, when you've got Best of the Worst, when you're pretty much the whole of your channel has been based around watching shit and having a laugh and turning it into entertainment, it's pretty tragic. But I mean, I've seen it for, like I said, a few years now. It doesn't feel to me like they're actually enjoying what they're doing anymore, and they feel as if they're sort of almost typecast into what they've been doing content wise.
Incredibly ironic, because a lot of people would say the reason they're making this speech is directed to those who are genuinely upset / annoyed by this whole process, and that maybe you should step outside, should stop, blah, blah, blah. And of course, to an extent, if anyone is made so angry, they're actually needing to go to hospital or some shit, like their blood pressure, like we were like, oh yeah, take a break.
Check, but, looking at you, buddy.
The notion of just being like, oh, I'm so fucking pissed off because they did blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, Red let me to do that all the time too. We all mess around. I wouldn't have rated Star Wars Theory getting mad at the Ki-Adi-Mundi thing as like, oh God, I hope he's okay medically. He better calm down. You know what I mean? It's like it's totally fine. A lot of people have said it's that, and you know what? It's a joke. And it's like, I wish it were a joke. We did cover this on the episodes right after they say the starving children in Africa thing. Mike says, I suppose a counter argument would be that we do this with Star Trek, and then Rich says, yeah, but we care about Captain Kirk, not Ki-Adi-Mundi. Obviously trying to imply that, it means more to care about Star Trek, and in this case, a main character versus a tertiary character. But it would take seconds to dismantle that, right?
Well, it's not caring about. Well, it's missing the point of it's not caring about a tertiary character. It's it's showing Disney and their lack of care for the lore again. Like for the 50th time.
What if Picard turned up in Star Trek Enterprise?
Dude.
What if Geordie LaForge? What if Geordie LaForge just turned up in Star Trek Enterprise?
There are legitimate criticisms of Enterprise, by the way. But you're right. They would have flipped. Well, what about Michael Burnham? She is the foster sister of Spock, whose entire life was classified.
Dude, we all know,
including her childhood for some reason.
Discovery was the fever dream of a woman in a coma. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Or nothing more.
Yeah.
Certainly had no relevance in what was going on in the world. But this is if you translate it. I mean, hey, does anyone remember their Rogue One review? The way that started off. ATSTs. They're doing all of that kind of just mocking reference. It's reference. If that sort of business happened in, I ain't got a problem with them loving Star Trek more than Star Wars. I love Star Trek more than Star Wars. I think I have no problem with that, and that's why I don't like any of this Kurtzman Trek. And actually, when it comes to a point where I am just going to get so mad, you know, I say to you, Gary, I'm not watching Discovery. I'm not watching. I'm not watching.
I stopped.
I'm just done. Whereas things like the Acolyte, because I just have so much apathy now for Star Wars. I can watch something like the Acolyte and try, and because it's so bad, try and turn it into something entertaining for my audience, so we can all point and laugh and actually get some fun and enjoyment out of something because of what corporation has done to fandom.
Indeed. Well, I mean, after the 60th anniversary specials, I was pretty fucking done with Doctor Who. I went back after Disbrew, that one, the Bubble episode, went back and watched the rest, regretted it. And I was like, maybe I'm going to do a video. Haven't gotten around to doing it yet because I just don't want to watch that shit again. And I don't give a fuck. I gave up after a special needs Kelpian cried for his mama and blew up all the dilithium and fucking across the universe in Star Trek Discovery.
But look where we were with the Timeless Children, you know, back in 2020, our first contact together, physical, you know, not physical, but, you know, first interaction. We had our first physical contact last year. When we had, you know, our first stream together back in 2020, talking about the Timeless Children. Look how kind of passionate and how much we gave a shit and how annoyed we were because of the canon destroying elements of it, the destruction of the franchise there and then, because that's what killed Doctor Who, was the Timeless Children. And now look at us. I couldn't even watch most of Jodie Whittaker's run. I couldn't even watch. I was only watching Ncuti Gatwa's so we can discuss it. I couldn't even make it through the season. I gave up after 2 episodes because that's just apathy. That's just absolute apathy.
And when they're repeating the same mistakes, but like Star Wars is doing that right now with the Acolyte. That was, you know, the Marvels the worst thing they've ever made, the most damaging thing they've ever made, probably. But I could think of some like Thor: Love and Thunder is damaging to the character. It destroys a beloved character. The Marvels just has a bunch of fucking people we don't. Nick Fury was already done. He got killed. He got killed off in Captain Marvel. But like
Secret Invasion
and some more in Secret Invasion and some more in the Marvels. So his character was fucking toast by the time the Marvels came out. And it's a bunch of other characters you don't give a shit about.
Just to make sure you remember, they washed out his entire history in Secret Invasion. He didn't achieve anything.
Yeah. Oh,
no.
yeah.
Well, that to me is worse than scratching out his eye with a cat.
Yes. I mean, they just added to it.
I mean, come on. They took away every achievement he ever had. That's got to be worse.
Or perceived achievement.
Badass moment, though, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Not Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Jesus Christ.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier, where he turns to Robert Redford and he's like, last time I trust somebody, you know, and his eyes just completely fucked up. And then you're just like, ooh, that would be interesting to see how that kind of went down. No, it's cat. And then they changed all the scarring just to be a cat scratch.
Just to be clear, because I know you did. I know Gary watched it, but you didn't. As they said, everything Fury ever did was Skrulls. It was
Skrulls did it. He did. We did that. Yeah. We did that. And it's like, oh my god. And he's got a Skrull wife. He's got a Skrull wife. And
is it your wife though?
That was supposed to be an allegory for something. I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe Yaz can. I don't know.
I don't want to put my finger on it.
Yeah. Put your finger in it?
Not really sure what that's an allegory for. But here's the difference between right now and again, this is just what I've heard. I got to be careful. I can talk about some of this. Disney Star Wars is not going to change. I repeat, the path they are on is the path they are on. They're not gonna retool or reimagine. They're gonna forge ahead with everything they're doing. Now with Marvel, we've heard a lot of chatter that they know they fucked up and they're going to try to fix it. But the caveat is they're going to go with what they have, which is going to be very difficult. And there's stuff that's already made that they've tried to kick the can down the road. We got Agatha coming out. So I'm going to spoil a little bit of Agatha. I think it's already out there. I know this is going to devastate you, but Wiccan's going to be in it. Wiccan and Speed. The kids are alive. The kids from WandaVision are alive. Okay.
Who cares?
Exactly. No, you will care when you find out how they're still alive because it's funny. That part I can't say. But the fact that they are still alive and how they did it, how they avoided it is pretty fucking funny.
I say this with love. I don't give a shit.
I know you don't, but I'm talking to the audience as.
No, how does the audience give a shit about the fake children?
They might not either. No, but
who cares?
I know no one cares. No one cares because they're going to introduce. They need them for the Young Avengers, right? So that was the whole point of that. Whether they go out with the Young Avengers or not, but when you hear how
is that film even going to get made?
Let's just talk about Agatha right now. So Agatha's coming out later this year, and Wiccan is alive, and apparently there's an entire episode dedicated to Wiccan and his boyfriend. Wiccan is gay in the comics, so there'll be that. I don't know how many episodes there are. Internally, some people fucking love Agatha. Some people do not. Some people think it's unwatchable. We'll find out later this year. But there've been a lot of there's been a lot of shifting around of employees at Marvel, and they are going to try they're going to try to focus on the more popular characters that they have left, and they're going to try to shy away from and this is just my speculation here, okay? The MCU label. We'll just say that. They're going to try to get away from that. And they're really going to use Wolverine. By all accounts, Deadpool and Wolverine is a good movie. Like, it's a good movie. People are going to like it. It's going to make lots of fucking money. The problem is, and we've talked about this a lot, to make an MCU film an event now, you have to put everybody in it, everything in the kitchen sink in it. You have to have cameos and all this stuff. And we have gotten so far away from what Mahler was talking about earlier in the stream of, it's just a Blade movie. It's taken them 5 years to figure out a Blade movie.
It's insane.
But we've also discussed that Deadpool and Wolverine is not going to have any knock-on effect for the life of the MCU.
No.
Because this is going to be perceived in a bubble. It's going to be a bubble, but a lot of the like Hugh Jackman is going to be in other movies, possibly. He's not just going to be in Deadpool, Wolverine. He's going to be in Secret Wars. So, but if you want to know a big spoiler that's out there, because apparently they showed 30 minutes of Deadpool and Wolverine. Did you find that tweet? Okay, so Ryan talked about this on FNT. That in the clip that we watched, Ryan said, "Hey, this rematch of the century, and it's or the fight of the century." I'm paraphrasing, where it showed Wolverine fighting Sabretooth from the 1999 X-Men movie. Ryan's like, "Yeah, that feels like that clip's that applies to something else, right? Because we've seen them fight, so it wouldn't be." And it looks like he was correct in his assessment. So it's not say the Sabretooth is a red herring.
This is just a fucking rumor, by the way. I'm not even going to show the tweet. It's just a fucking rumor. So it could be complete bullshit. But if this happens, it would be fucking cool. And I don't think it hurts anything from the movie. I think I would be promoting this. Absolutely. But if you want to put your earmuffs in, chat, we'll count down for you, and then we'll give you a thumbs up when we're done talking about it. Are you guys cool with it?
Talk about it.
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. So 3, 2, 1, earmuffs or mute or whatever. Hulk is going to fight Wolverine.
Oh.
What Hulk?
Exactly. Which Hulk?
If it's Professor Hulk and he cuts into pieces, yes, please.
Dude,
that would be kind of funny.
Banner Hulk would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Louis Ferrigno. Oh,
That's the one they can't put in.
Oh, so they're doing
because that's Universal. They cannot.
They're doing the cover. They're gonna do the
Hulk,
cover.
Hulk 181.
Yeah,
that'd be fucking awesome. That'd be great. Absolutely great.
I have a canvas of that.
But if it's the Hulk, and it would be fun if they did the Banner one. But that's the one thing they can't do because it's Universal, unless they got some behind the scenes deal with them. But they're gonna fight. According to rumor, could be bullshit. I guess what I heard was they showed 30 minutes of it somewhere. So that's where it came from. But I have no way of verifying that. But that steps in the right direction. At least you're giving the audience what they want. That's the whole point, by the way. That's still going to be talked about in the chat. You might want to not look at the chat, but we're dead. So you're giving the audience what they want. Having White Boy Summer, basically, with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, although Inside Out's doing really fucking good. I think this movie, even being rated R, has great potential to make well over $1 billion if they do it right. And you look no further than The Joker, which the media helped that a lot, by the way. But that wasn't shown in China, and that made over $1 billion. So if this one has legs, which it very well could, it could be a huge hit. Huge hit. And it almost makes you think they're showing it later in the summer too. It's still technically the summer, but it's at the end of this month. And if they would have brought it out earlier, probably would have done better. But they are trying to turn things around. And I'll give you an example. This is probably going to sound very hard to believe, which is fine. Most watched Disney Plus Marvel show. According to Disney's internal numbers, what would be your guess?
Okay, first thing we need to do is figure out which ones are even fucking. I've forgotten. So it's
Disney Marvel. I have internal numbers. Disney Marvel. I would.
Well, proceed.
I mean, logic would dictate Loki.
Yes,
season 1.
Loki, right? I think we can all agree on Loki, right?
Well, going strictly from the fact that they made a season 2 is enough for me to have assumed that must have been the one with the highest numbers. But if I was going strictly from what I would have assumed people would have been more interested in, like Echo is out. There's no way it would be that. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is like a competitor. And then WandaVision, because it was like the first one.
Don't forget She-Hulk.
No, that's out. It's like what other ones are there? Have we covered all of them?
Well, so like the internal numbers, and like this is the internal data is how much people watched, how many subs signed up. Now, can you equate specific subs to a show? That's difficult. You can do that with a video on YouTube. Absolutely. I don't know how you do that with the show. But
because they go back to like the main menu. Or
that's what I heard. Yeah. And it's going to be really fucking hard to believe. I didn't believe it when I fucking heard it. She-Hulk.
Oh, She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, yeah. I had a feeling you were going to say that.
But it's not getting a season 2. It ain't getting a season 2.
Why would it be She-Hulk, though?
I got to put in the private chat. Why would it be She-Hulk? Because it gained the most subs. Got the most views. There's a formula that it had, and it gained the most subs. Equated with views. That's all I can get into right now. I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
I would have to assume there's something else that might explain that, as opposed to
twofold. Here's what this does. It shows that the ratings are fucking bullshit. They're all fucking bullshit that we're seeing out there. They are total bullshit. And if it was their most watched show, why isn't it getting a season 2?
Yeah, it's
because they know people fucking hated it. They know people fucking hated it. And people hated it because it was bad. And comic fans hated it because it took a character we liked a lot from the comics. So you fuck your argument about female leads. We love She-Hulk. It's one of the best Marvel female characters, period. And they completely fucked it up. They brought somebody in who didn't know what the fuck they were doing. If you, even with Tatiana Maslany, it's fucking total retard in real life. Even if you did that version, got some better CGI, and you brought in a better writer, I don't know, maybe John Byrne to consult, people who know what they're fucking doing, it would be a likable character, a character that would absolutely work if you did it just like you did it in the comics. But you'd have to like really promote the sex appeal of it, which they're not going to do.
No.
So
they didn't understand John Byrne's fourth wall versus her fourth wall. They just saw fourth wall and thought that meant it's exactly the same. But whatever.
Out of curiosity, some people are actually saying that hate watching would explain it. Can X-Ray go? Can you put up a poll asking how many people subscribe to Disney Plus to watch She-Hulk in chat?
To hate watch She-Hulk.
Yes, I'm really curious. There will be a buffer of about.
Well, the point of it is, it's not getting a season 2. They're not.
But she's going to be in the Avengers.
So that could be anecdotal evidence that, okay, shit, we're going to try to do stuff different. And more will be revealed in the future. More will be revealed. I'm putting in the private chat who told me.
I knew before you'd even put it.
Yeah. So, it got backed up by, which I can't say. Oh, I got to, God damn it. I can't spell.
Yes, that result of the poll is exactly what I was expecting. I was going to say there'll be a buffer of about 1 to 4% of trolls.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll fucking see. Because what happens after Wolverine and Deadpool, which, okay, let's just say it's fucking awesome and it's a hit. Then it's followed by, again, Black Falcon, Captain America, a movie that cost $375 million on the low end. That's completely reshot. That doesn't have it's a Captain America sequel without Captain America. And what Marvel, and it's all leading to another big event, cameo-filled fucking movie. And we're still getting further away from this singular character comic book movie. I mean, they can't even fucking get Fantastic Four right. So the casting, Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards is terrible. I'm fine with the rest. But female Silver Surfer is fucking retarded. It's just a retarded. I don't care if it's a fucking alternate universe. This is your introduction of the Silver Surfer in the MCU. And it's this is just as bad of a move as introducing, as popping Reed Richards' head in his first appearance in Doctor Strange Mom. It's just dumb. And, you know, Marvel doesn't have the best track record right now, and they know it. And I don't know how you fix this shit with what you got right now, because your heavy hitters are gone. They're gone. So you bring back Robert Downey Jr. in Secret Wars, Chris Evans. Okay, fine. They'll be gone again. So what do you move forward with? Do you recast Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Black Panther? The answer is yes. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. And probably reboot at this point. I
don't see how they can persist with the current universe.
I don't either. Just throwing it out there. And I don't know what's going to happen. But this is the one franchise that does have like a little bit of a chance to turn things around. But they would have to make some really hard decisions, like recasting everybody. And then how bad would it be if you recast after you introduce the Fantastic Four in an alternate universe? So are they going to be considered the real Fantastic Four? Like, it's you're turning it into fucking DC. That's what you're turning Marvel into.
They had no choice. How could they base it in the same universe?
They can't.
Exactly. The fact that they're having to move them into a different universe speaks volumes for where their mindset is with their current universe.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, there's efforts being made. We'll see what happens. I am skeptical that they can do anything. And more importantly, how much are you going to care? How much, like the audience, how much is the audience going to like even give a shit? They're going to be so confused, and they're still going to need homework. And it'll be fun to watch, you know, like Ben Affleck come back if he comes back as Daredevil, you know, or seeing Nick Cage as Ghost Rider in Deadpool and Wolverine or Secret Wars.
Oh, please, David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury.
It would be great.
It would be amazing.
Go all the way back. Get Nicholas Hammond, Lou Ferrigno. Do it all.
Yeah.
Do it all. You could bring in Gen X, that TV show, or the pilot, the pilot for Gen X, just everything at this point. And they need to. They need this Hail Mary, and yeah, it's obviously going to. But will it save the MCU? We've said before, well, that's a long ways off, even with a good movie. No Way Home didn't save the MCU. Hell, we haven't even gotten an announcement of a sequel to that.
They have no fucking clue what they're doing with Spider-Man. And
Nope.
I mean that in all Spider-Mans. They're probably not even sure. No way Toby isn't turning up again, obviously, at some point.
I don't know. I mean, I would at the time I would have said it's crazy if he doesn't, and now I'm just like, it's too much time beginning to pass that they don't even know what they're doing with the current Spider-Man for Toby to turn up. It was a no-brainer after the success of No Way Home.
Yeah,
you announce the Spider-Man 4, and that's. That would have, I think, done bang.
I mean, they're willing to fucking sink hundreds of millions, many hundreds of millions on these crazy ideas. It is such a moment of, hey, do you mind just one experiment on Sam Raimi, Spider-Man 4, Tobey Maguire? You've got all those components. Just do it. Hey, you know what? If it doesn't make the money back, fine. We'll admit it. We were wrong. It's like a bad experiment. You go ahead with Captain Falcon. All right? It'll work out, I'm sure. But maybe just give it a shot.
I mean, particularly when they're dumping out Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter. These are.
Oh, Venom 3, Kraven.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Madam Web on the Sony side.
Oh, Morbius as well, of course.
We got Agatha coming out later this year. Ironheart's still going to come out. So, like, all this is, by the way, normies are not going to tell the difference. It's all Marvel stuff to them, which it is, technically. Yeah.
Technically. Well, because I was going to say, like, this is indicative of the entire industry. They're all willing to take these insane, because they are risks now. They're not safe. You can't say, oh, we'll do this because it's tried and tested. Everyone's looking to some of these things as being like, well, they're flops already. Yeah. They're like pre-made.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to do that, why not do it with something that would be kind of fucking cool? How about that?
Yep. Hey, so we got some Elden Ring news. Big video game guy. I beat that game in like a night. It was super easy. Mm-hmm. I don't know why everybody's complaining about. George R. Martin. Before we get to the next clip, George R. Martin says, hot on the heels of the release of a DLC Shadow of the Erd Tree. George R. Martin has teased an Elden Ring movie and TV show, which I responded, it's been 4,739 days since the release of A Dance with Dragons. Shut up, George, and finish your book. By the way, House of the Dragons, pretty good so far. Pretty good. But we have other Elden Ring news. Apparently, it needs something. Now, I didn't need this because I found it easy. I could actually.
You didn't have a 2-year-old.
Oh God!
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Is concerned. There are long-term disabilities. There are situational disabilities. There are temporary disabilities. It counts as a disability where a video game like Elden Ring is concerned. If you
wait, could you roll that back? What is she counting a disability, X-Ray girl? Does she say?
You literally talked over when she said the key word, just so you know.
Yeah, it was just now. Here, ready?
Yeah.
Disability where a video game like Elden Ring is concerned. If you have a kid, you have a 2-year-old, you're trying to play Elden Ring, you can't pause. That is a situational disability that you have, where the game
situational disability.
You put yourself in that situation.
I've got a situational disability right now.
A kid.
I am just
having a kid is a disability.
It's a situational disability, Gary. Come on.
Gary's legally blind. Is that a situational disability?
No, that's an actual disability.
So,
I mean, if she doesn't like it, why just not turn it off?
So we have we got to the point where she wants to make
that you have, where the game not having the option for you to be able to pause, for example, is a hindrance for your particular disability, a system is concerned.
So there's no pause button in Elden Ring.
That doesn't help you with the situational disability of having a child.
So a lot of From Software games, not all of them, but a lot of From Software games are essentially they're like actively online games. They have interactions with different players in subtle ways, like leaving messages or seeing their spirits and ghosts dying and
Bloodstains,
stuff.
yeah.
And another element, because this argument's been going for a long time, it's like, why don't they have a pause? And another thing is the immersive aspect of this being a brutal world that you can't just arbitrarily pause in the middle of the action. You have to commit to it. It's a part of the experience. So, first, of course, recommendation to her would be, hey, lots of other games out there with pauses. You maybe don't play Elden Ring when you need to be taking care of a 2-year-old. There are other options you can take, of course.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Can you use the correct language when she's taking care of her situational disability?
Yes.
I apologize.
You insensitive bastard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, I didn't hear that apology loud enough, Mola.
I apologize.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
I don't even like it's such a. What do you even say to this? Like, it's just
You're dumb.
It's like there's nothing to really say because you've already mocked yourself so beyond anything that anyone could do.
I have nothing to add to that.
Yeah. You created the joke and you absolutely executed the punchline.
Every content creator wants to go viral. You just sometimes you don't go the way you want to go.
She bimboed herself.
Right? So there you go. Hey, Wicked has
did her husband like message her and say might bring you a bit of heat?
Probably.
I'm going to refer to my children as my situational disability from now on. My oldest situational disability and my youngest situational disability. By the way, one that lasts minimum of 18 years. Okay.
Hey, situational disability. What's for tea tonight?
Yep. Clean your room, situational disability. Take out the trash.
Situational disability doing at school.
Someone just Mauler arguing against pauses is the funniest thing ever. That's
I know. This is true.
Thank you, Ministry of Romping. Oh my God.
How many situational disabilities do you have? You know, that's what I'm going to start at just all the time.
Yeah,
I have two
situational disabilities.
Just to be clear, like for anybody out there who thinks the argument all games should have a pause is like meaningful, just knock out all of multiplayer gaming, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The way a developer makes their game, as far as I'm concerned, if they're designing an experience much like From Software like to do, including, by the way, not having like, would you like to play on no monster mode where it's super easy? It's like which journalists have asked for, they're not getting by the looks of things.
At least from Elden
Even when the games offer you several tools in game to make your run easier at your will. Ashes and summons.
Can we make it like so you don't burn your own horse and you can like find a door easier?
No,
I'm just messaging chat's mum. Would.
That's called better glasses, Gary.
Love it if you and me had a situational disability together.
Well.
Let's see what she says. Let's see what chat mum says.
But I would assume, because this has been getting around and made fun of a lot, I assume she's going to do a follow-up saying, like, you know, it's hard being a mother and that the internet has no sympathy for parents or something.
Sure.
But if you shouldn't be, if you're playing a game that has no pauses, you shouldn't be playing that game while you're watching your child.
Well,
no?
Or by all means, play it while you're watching your child, but accept the consequences if your child needs attention.
When you're fighting Gerbled off of the dark pit, you're going to have to take a death. That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
accept it.
Just gonna have to eat one of those stabby moments,
Yep.
and then come back and pick up your souls and carry on.
Well, I mean, I always hated it when I was younger playing video games. My parents didn't account for my situational disabilities when they were like, "It's tea time," and I'd be like, "No, I'm playing video." So yeah, they were kind of bigoted in a way.
They were.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Good news. I think we're gonna get Wicked Part 1 sooner. Because there's some release date shifting. We got the big announcement of Gladiator 2 yesterday.
Oh, I saw the controversy on that one.
With Denzel. Yeah. Go on. Please continue. Go on.
Well, I mean, what I saw first, funnily enough, was Az's tweet being like, "Woo, Denzel," and then I saw people being like, "What the fuck is he doing in a Gladiator movie?" And then I saw someone saying he's apparently playing a freed slave or slave
a gladiator that won his freedom.
He is now a merchant who was a former gladiator who won his freedom, which is literally a character from a character from Gladiator 1.
From the
Gladiator 1. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I know.
I can't believe Gladiator 2 is always a joke. And it makes you can with different characters and stuff, it still makes sense, but it was always kind of a joke. And the fact that we're actually getting it is
so.
Jesus.
For some reason, I feel like Twisters is a funnier joke. That's the sequel to Twister.
Yes.
Twisters. That shit's funny.
Really mid fucking 90s movie. Let's give it a sequel. Why not? Why not?
You were talking about Oliver Reed, right? The who played Proximo, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always knew the story that he died during filming.
Yes.
Did you guys ever know what killed him?
He was
drinking too fucking much.
Yeah, he was an alcoholic, and he was at
not
a bar.
healthy, and he was in a drinking contest with some people. Really ill-advised for some guy with probably just on death's door. He looked on death's door in that fucking movie. I mean, he did.
So I always knew that element of it. I never knew the specifics of what he had drank that night. Did you guys ever read that?
What did he drink?
It's Oliver Reed. Lord knows it could have been.
I always thought of myself as someone who could handle alcohol, like a lot of it, and I was like, so what was it? What got him? And just to be specific, it was 3 bottles of Captain Morgan's Jamaican rum, 8 bottles of German beer, doubles of famous grouse whiskey, and Hennessy cognac, and he beat 5 Royal Navy sailors at arm wrestling during it, and then he died.
I mean, that's respect.
That's my boy. That's my fucking boy.
Incredible.
That is how you go out. By the way, that is how you go out. He died the way he lived.
Yes.
And I think Oliver Reed would be very proud of his death. Very proud of it.
God, I hate that.
Do you know the name of the pub that he died in?
Oliver Reed died here.
Drink until you die?
It's called The Pub.
Oh.
I just it's like The Pub, okay?
The Pub. Where did Oliver Reed die? In the pub.
The pub.
In the pub? No.
The
pub.
Oh. Ready for soups?
Sure.
Ready for soups? I'm not. I should have made myself ready. But I will be in just a second as I bag and board my Savage Sword of Conan's.
Beautiful.
It's good stuff. Really?
Also, I'm resending, Gary.
Resending what? Oh, the thing?
Check your phone. Yeah.
Okay, Chat's mum says we should probably think of better names than situational disability for kids.
Do you think so?
I mean, I think she's coming across as a bit fucking bigot. But,
Damn.
I think she's coming across as a white woman online.
How dare you infer that Chat's mum's white? That's disgraceful.
Joe, aka Zaupa Geek, for 2 parts for $25 says, "Hail! Been absent from FNT for a while due to family stuff, but last FNT I come back and Az leaves. Boo! Also, because over the last month, YouTube has stopped recommending my vids. Can I shamelessly plug my channel? Changing my channel name and look soon.
That's one of the reasons why you're not getting pushed. Because when you change your channel name, you fuck up your algorithm completely.
Why are you changing it? I like the Uber Geek. I'll let you know. It's me in the super chat when the name changes. Cheers, guys. Keep what you're doing. I would, and thank you. I would. Maybe you have a good reason. I don't want to stick my nose where it doesn't belong, but I would, if it's just the Uber Geek, go with the Uber Geek, and that should be fine. Should be fine. How long did it take my channel to get going? 4 years, 4.5 years.
Was it gradual though, or was it like a topic?
It was really gradual. And then it was topics. So topics would pop it over time, right? And it's proportional. Like The Expanse getting canceled was like my first video that got like 60,000 views, right? And then Doctor Who is when things started getting rolling. Funny enough, it wasn't like Last Jedi. I was just mainly doing live streams too. So I wasn't doing a ton of videos. When I started doing videos regularly, started growing. But it was, Game of Thrones, big push. Game of Thrones for sure. But it was over time, topic based, but also like committing more time to it too. That's
how we met, right? Game of Thrones.
Yep, that's how we met. And we're doing a live stream every Sunday. Good luck, Uber Geek. Okay, thanks for being here. Drunken Finn for 50 British pounds proper money. Hi gays. Sisu 2 starts filming in either August or September. What? We're getting a Sisu 2? Hell yeah. This year and release late 25 or 26. And Hideo Kojima wants to make a game based on this franchise. Don't really get why he wants to do it, because the massive leap from it's a massive leap from the usual stuff. I
mean, Kojima best known for Metal Gear, of course. Metal Gear Solid.
Of course, that's what he's known for.
Of course. Death Stranding was completely different. They're making Death Stranding 2 right now. They're making a Death Stranding movie. I could see Kojima doing something. I could see him do something wonderful with killing Nazis. Always a fun thing.
That was a fun movie. I like Sisu a lot. I had a good time watching that. Ryan, the good Ryan, for 20 British pounds. You'd think I'd be used to X-rated scenes after Game of Thrones, but last episode,
oh my God,
disabused of that notion. Wow, they must be using extras from the Vivid Entertainment for those scenes. No way regular actors do that. Yeah,
that was insane.
Yeah,
that was insane.
It was funny.
I was shocked
when Ryan described it, and then in chat it was like, Ryan described it that way tells you a lot about what
yeah, man. They went there.
Mm-hmm.
They went there. It's all about going downtown in Game of Thrones this year.
Well, as you said, it was probably good Shad was on the rotate out for that one.
Yeah, good thing Shad missed that one.
Didn't have to analyze it,
He would be, that is not necessary. That is not necessary. I'm sure he'll talk about it next week.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh gosh.
Next week, episode's called Dance of the Dragons. Dance of the Dragons.
Yeah, they're gonna need to pick it up a bit. The audience is getting restless.
They are.
Natives are getting restless.
They are. The thing is,
are they wanting a bit of action?
They are.
I think so.
But go back and watch Game of Thrones season 1.
Well, I stand by what I said in our stream. Is it might be not action at all. It might be that people want more events to happen as opposed to
Yeah.
setup.
And I would agree with that sentiment. I think it's more than just spectacle. They want.
When did Catelyn capture Tyrion in Game of Thrones?
Oh God, that was early on.
It was early.
Yeah, like 2.
Was this season 2?
No, it's in season 1. Season 1 in the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's really early. And the reason I bring it up is that it's very much a like. I remember watching it myself, being like, "Whoa, is this not an act of war? You just kidnapped a Lannister." And then, of course, Tywin is furious, not necessarily because of Tyrion, but because it's a Lannister son. You can't just take a Lannister son.
Yeah. Doesn't matter who it is. You can't do that. And then shit goes real sideways.
Yeah, well, Jaime, because of that, attacks Ned in the streets.
Yep. The hand of the king. So a Kingsguard attacks the hand of the king.
And kills
very
some
brazen. Yeah, and then because Robert, right at that point, is very. He's just like, "Oh, all of you, shut up and be nice."
Yep.
He's very. I love how there's so many parallels with him and Viserys, despite the fact that they're entirely different kings.
Yep.
Game of season 1 Thrones.
Yep.
1 season game.
That's
Good
it.
stuff.
B-Chain 315 for $20. I'm really sad about the passing of Az. I was too for like a minute. Terrible shame. But this heels versus babyface fellow has some great points. Is passionate and can be the second New Zealander after Echo Chamberlain on FNT. I agree. Get him on soon, Gary. Yeah, someday we might get around to ask him to be a guest. Maybe next year.
I
Joel,
do feel like FNT would fit your style, sort of. There could be a bit of chemistry going on there. You should try it out. Guest on.
What time does it start?
At a reasonable time.
3 o'clock in the afternoon, dude.
Liar!
3 o'clock in the afternoon. Change that time for all the fucking Brits. Our guests, by the way. So we can get good British guests. Joel Watkins for $20. Gary, there is hope for your vision. Email Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys. Okay. Dude, the only hope for my vision is glaucoma surgery, which, no. I'll squint and use my Coke bottle glasses. And the only thing is I'm not doing the fucking bifocals or anything anymore. I'm just going to switch glasses. Screw that.
They have I don't think, because they had distinctive old person glasses. They have better visions of that these days. My dad's got pretty stylish glasses that are bifocal types, so they can make you look cool, Gary. Don't worry.
I don't even care about looking cool. I want
You
practicality.
Totally
okay.
Everyone. Then you get those bifocal, those old people. You get it with the little necklace too around your neck.
As long as I can still get my Ray-Bans, I'm fine. I am stuck on these things forever. Mostly, there was a time I couldn't afford them, and I remember when I would lose my prescription sunglasses, and it would just be fucking heartbreaking because that's $500 down the toilet.
I went to the store last night, to the hardware
Still
store.
heartbreaking, by the way.
To buy a light because I had my water damaged ceiling replaced today, and they're fitting a new light to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm there. I'm virtually at the place, and I just realized I didn't even bring my fucking glasses. I couldn't see shit.
I would notice if I didn't bring my glasses somewhere. Now, many a time I have gotten somewhere and it's like, oh fuck, I left my wallet at home. Shit.
Extra guilt. Why are you in a new room, by the way?
I'm not. I just stood up.
No. I mean, you used to be in a different room, in a different setup. Where's this room? Why is
This
there
is
a
at
different...
home. I'm home.
I know, yeah. Oh my fucking god!
No,
yes,
this is
but
the
when you're
same
at
one.
home, it's different. It looks different. The background's different.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's lit different, maybe.
It's lit. It's probably because the window was.
Oh, you're
slightly
standing
open.
up now. Are you standing
is
up
the
now as
camera
opposed to?
Standing up
So
now.
it's a different
Camera
angle.
different?
It's a different camera angle.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Yeah, see, like you still have the. I
Oh
call
my
it
god,
this
you
the
sound like
creator
fucking
shot.
Ryan right now. As
Yeah.
Oh,
is it
do you not like
different?
my corner? Do you
Why
not
are
like
things
that it's not
different?
symmetrical? Oh
I
my
don't
god.
like change.
Do we need to fight?
Sure.
Okay.
Justin Martins for 50. Hey Gary, will you be doing Rings of Power watch parties? Yes. Everything I watch for review now, I'm just gonna do watch parties because we can suffer together. We can suffer together for the members. I think we're doing one tonight. If you're a member, we're gonna do the member stream for the finale, but I'm gonna put it public on the channel. So we'll be a public. It'll still be a member stream. It'll still be for members. But yeah, I'll be doing them for Rings of Power. The only tricky one's gonna be the final episode because I will be in Peru. So
Nice.
I will be in
I'd
Peru.
love to get them out.
But will Peru be in you?
God, I hope not. I really hope not. But yeah, man, Machu Picchu, sexy woman. Where else we going next, Ray Girl?
Shoot, I'm really bad at saying the last one, Tembusi or something like that.
Tembusi. That's offensive. Yeah, that's a racial slur in Peru.
Is it actually?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'll tell you where we're going. We're going
Let's
to.
see.
It's in.
That's so wrong. I'm bad at remembering names. It is called. Why is it so hard to find these titles? Olante Tambo.
Oyente Tambo.
Olantidi.
Oyente
Olantidi.
Tambo.
Go tit.
Sexy woman and Machu Picchu. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fucking awesome. The plane rides are not gonna be awesome, but once we get there, it'll be awesome. Justin Martins for 50. So he asked, "Hey Gary, you gonna do Rings of Power watch parties?" Yes. I only asked because it's my birthday month, and I think what I want the most is to watch you break all your shit. God help me, it makes me smile. Someone should suffer for this crap if the showrunners aren't. They are, because everything they're doing this season it's not part of a plan because they never fucking had one. It's reactionary to the fandom backlash. But here's the problem. Here's the same problem that the MCU is in. Same problem Disney Star Wars was in when they made Rise of Skywalker. They tried to have it both ways. They tried to make both sides happy, which they will never fucking do. What you need to do is make the good thing. Okay? You need to make the good thing. If you're going to adapt Tolkien, if you're going to adapt or move forward with George Lucas's lore, if you're going to adapt Marvel Comics, you need to do the good thing, not the thing that some fucking tourist came in and thought of 5 minutes ago. You need to go off of, oh, there's a template here. Wow. These characters for Marvel Comics, for instance, instead of coming in, his costume looks silly. Wolverine, for example, took us 24 fucking years to get a Wolverine costume. You know what? Wolverine, pretty popular character. It's one of the few Marvel characters that I watched get popular because most of them, it already happened before I was born. But I watched Wolverine turn from an obscure character into top tier character with the X-Men. He has a look. That look has been sold tons of toys, tons of shirts, tons of comic books, tons of other media based on that look. There's a whole animated series where he's got that look. Really fucking successful. And some fucking moron from Hollywood says, let's put him in black leather. That costume looks silly. Fuck you. So it took us that long. That's what you need to do if you're adapting the stuff. Adapt the stuff that works, that the fandom that you paid for likes. And then if you want to expand on something, you better be fucking good. You better understand it through and through. And I don't mean you can just regurgitate some of the shit. You have to understand what Tolkien meant, what he was writing. And the same goes for comics. Same goes for Star Trek. Same goes for everything. So, yeah.
But Gary, Star Wars is for everyone.
You didn't like the yellow spandex joke in X-Men?
No. No, I think that's a worse line than what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning.
Oh, God. That's one of the worst one-liners in history.
But the yellow spandex is the fucking worst because it's like, hey, we're making this X-Men. Hey, X-Men fans. Oh, the thing you liked for years. Fuck you. Fuck you.
It's so indicative of the 2000s, though. Everyone was wearing black leather.
Let's make the X-Men. Yeah, I know. But you think they eventually could have figured it out? Like, the X-Men costumes look fucking cool. Yeah, they're bright colors. Yeah, who gives a shit? You got a blue guy fucking teleporting around everywhere. Where's that? That's fine, but your
blue guys.
Yes, but your suspension of disbelief ends with a fucking costume. By the way, opening scene of X2 is still all-timer. All fucking timer. And that's Bryan Singer. Fucking Bryan Singer. Where is he right now?
Hiding in Israel for his safety.
Yep.
Work that one out.
Samuel Ayrton for 1999. Star Wars is like fuck Joe Biden with its dementia. Oh, FJB with its dementia. Mainstream media runs interference with tons of funding, propping it up. They call critics bigots and gaslight them, and it will take a failure of epic proportions on stage for them to admit it is horrible. Well, they've had those already. But the thing is, failures on a streaming service are kind of meaningless because the streaming service isn't making any money. And it all goes into a big pot where the investor money was propping them up, park money was propping them up, and that still is, by the way.
Even Iger himself said they overestimated and overstuffed the streaming services. They had no understanding what they were doing. They just figured we'll just make stuff for it. And
that's fine enough. You're going into new territory. But what I would do if I was an executive is I was like, well, fuck. Netflix is doing pretty good, but that HBO, they do those specialized series. They know what the fuck they're doing. Not everything's good. Okay. HBO puts out some shit too. But like they seem to, let's just copy what they do. Let's get some people who know what the fuck they're doing. And no, they got so caught up in the DEI hiring and wanting to cast creatives, cast directors, producers, writers, that they completely forgot that these people need to know how to do their jobs, which they don't. Jessica Gao wrote a shitty fucking She-Hulk series. She wrote on Silicon Valley in season 1, which is a fucking masterpiece. But you had Mike Judge there overseeing everything. Rian Johnson. He directed a Breaking Bad episode, classic one, but he had much better people overseeing him. Being when you have a strong showrunner, it can make some people look better than they actually are, especially when you're directing TV, which is not like directing a film.
Well, I've seen people talk about Shane Black, right? It's like, oh, The Nice Guys was awesome. Fucking what am I? It's something bang bang. Is it shoot bang bang?
Kiss bang bang.
Kiss bang bang.
Good movie. Yeah. Good movie.
Well, just evidence of like, oh yeah, awesome films. It's like, yeah, and he's the guy who like made The Predator. And you just sort of, yes. Well, everyone's got weaknesses or something.
Well, yeah, I would say Shane Black is probably better at just original stuff. Don't adapt anything.
Shit, yeah. I mean,
he did.
Have you guys seen The Nice Guys? It's funny. It's a funny movie.
Yeah. No, I like The Nice Guys. I think Kiss Bang Bang is fucking awesome. And really propelled, helped get Robert Downey Jr. back into a position where he can be in other movies. Val Kilmer. It's fucking funny in it. Now, Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 made $1 billion.
Yeah, it was a popular movie.
Not the best Iron Man movie.
Not the best one, no.
No.
I watched it not too
it's
long
fine.
ago.
It's fine.
Especially compared to today, it was a lot of fun.
Rewatch Deadpool 2. the super duper cut, by the way, because I hadn't seen it in years, and I remember like the kid's still annoying, by the way, but the kid's not in it that much, and like the lead up to everything is pretty fucking fun. And and I honestly forgot how hard they went at Marvel and Zack Snyder in there, and yeah, I actually, upon further review, which I still liked it, by the way, I still liked it. I like it a little more. I like it a little more.
Brad Pitt cameo was
hilarious, dude. Fucking hilarious.
You remind me as well. The people in chat talking about it. In Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, where he's emptied the revolver with one bullet, spins it, shoots, kills him. And then he says, "I thought there was like an 8% chance." He's like, "8%? Who taught you math?" It's like my favorite moment.
Josh Kelsey has dropped $19.99. Thanks, brother. Walks away. That's what he does. Louis C for 20 says, "I love Ming Na Wen. Love her when. Love her now. Loved her then. Me love her long time. 35 seconds at a time. She give me some Musha. What the fuck is that? Mushu. Okay. There you go. She deserves this. Yeah, she's hot. She's like pushing 60. All right. Wasn't she in a video game adaptation? Am I wrong? Back in the 90s or something like that? I can't remember. Too much stuff in my head. And it's not filed correctly. Gatekeeper for 50. Hit the right button. We'll miss you on FNT as. I'm glad he's not here when you said that, by the way. A huge fan of Discoursed, so I'll really enjoy seeing him where I could send him a message live now. Subscribed, but we'll join you and Mahler soon. Gary, you're still my favorite. Thanks. I appreciate that. And I'm actually here to hear this. So there you go. Love you so much. Wish you guys continued success and good health. Thank you, Gatekeeper. Appreciate you. What's up, Mahler?
A lot of TV shows, people don't like the main character, but you're of the FNT TV show. A lot of people think you're the best characters. That's pretty good. You're main character.
Yeah, but you make a good point. Like, how many people actually say Buffy's their favorite character in Buffy?
I have come across 0 people who think Buffy's the best character in Buffy.
Mm-hmm. I can make an argument that she is. I can make an argument that she definitely is.
Oh yeah, that's not to be critical of her. It's just that she's up against some difficult competition.
Dude,
everyone knows it's Dawn.
Dawn and Connor, man.
Dude,
dynamic duo.
Dawn's got Connor is the worst. Like fucking the worst. Like
horrendous.
Dawn was damn right fine compared to fucking Connor.
She was fine. She's an annoying teenager.
That's what she's supposed to be. Yes.
Yeah.
And a foil for Buffy, a domestic foil, because they had to get rid of Mom. They had Mom had to go. Shocking how she went. Sorry, spoilers. But
I was gonna say, it doesn't matter.
I had no idea.
That show's a little bit old. It's been long in the tooth at this point. But I think because there's an interview with the actress who played Joyce where she said she couldn't make it for much of season 4, and then Joss said, because I think she was going somewhere else, like in the world, and he's like, "You can make it back for season 5, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, of course." And he's like, "Yeah, because I'm killing you, so I need you around for that."
Oh, Joss. We were talking about, I think it was last week to talk about it. Like, if all was forgiven and he came back, he would probably suck.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy though that this guy's a persona non grata because he's a dick.
For being mean to people. Yeah. And just cheating on his wife. So being a fucking Hollywood producer and director and writer, basically. That's what he got canceled for.
Yeah.
And by the way, everybody's still like that now. Absolutely everybody. I think I was reading Karen Gillan, who I like quite a bit. Remember her reaction to the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, poster? And she's like, "Oh, yeah, that pose is kind of bad." Like her reaction was so good to the backlash to that, and it quieted it immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. Because she had a great attitude. So she's in a show about cancel culture, and she was talking about Me Too, and she's like, "Yeah, it definitely existed. But the problem is there's still people in power who use that to manipulate shit. So nothing's really changed." And I'm like, that's a really good take on that. It's a really good take on that. Zachary on the Streamlabs side for 50. I think it's just time to admit that Matt Smith is now the most popular modern doctor. Well, he was in some of the best stuff. I watched that Rings of Akatan speech again because I talked about it. I think I talked about it on our House of the Dragon. And that's it's such a mid episode but fuck, that speech is good.
Which one?
The Rings of Akatan.
Rings of Akatan. It's a moment. It's a moment speech.
Yeah.
That's not the Stonehenge one, right? Is that a different one?
That's different. The Stonehenge one's
Stonehenge is good.
The Rings of Akatan one is where he's talking about, the things that I've lost. You'll never, even begin to understand. And Matt Smith actually starts crying. Wow.
Yeah. And this is leading up to the 50th. So like it really puts his whole life into perspective, and it's setting up stuff like it's so fucking good. One of my favorite moments, I'll talk about it again, is in Asylum of the Daleks when we find out. Sorry, spoilers. Plug your ears, X-Ray Girl. Osmond Oswald is a Dalek, right? And it's such a fucking brutal scene that they wouldn't even write now because they basically take this little pretty girl and chop her up and make her a fucking Dalek. And the realization is so fucking, whoa. It's so good.
Remember when the realization of the Toclafane being that little boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
The Toclafane are human.
Yep.
Or were. They were the survivors on the ship.
That made the Master a pretty fucked up character.
Yes, sir.
He was fucked up, but woo. R.I.P.
That David Jacobi though, just that switch.
It was so good.
God, he's such a great actor, man. Derek Jacobi.
But the Matt Smith run, like Capaldi has a lot of great moments in like really mid to bad episodes. God bless him, man. He tried.
He's got some amazing speeches in there as well.
Yeah, but they're also in like, well, he's got a good speech in Flatline, which is a good episode. But then there's some great speeches in some.
I know he's got some great speeches in some really mid stuff, but that's just because Capaldi's so good.
Because he's fucking good. Okay, X-Ray Girl.
That end of Deep Breath is.
Jesus, that's good. Ooh, that look. Just that look. It's a look. That's all it is.
It is. And
I gotta
it said
watch that episode again.
It said everything.
Nice. You just spoiled a look for her now.
Zachary for 50. Roses are red. The fellowship is cool. See you at Comic-Con. I'm a-coming for you. Oh.
Wow.
Thanks.
Is it coming on you?
It's spelled with a U.
Very popular.
Hey, see you at Comic-Con. Yeah, I'm going to be on, when is that? Could you pull that up? X-ray, Jamie, pull that up. Oh,
yeah.
Joe Rogan. Hey, Joe, I love you. I think you are the best podcaster on the planet. Fuck you for fucking going public. He put all his old podcasts at public, like all at the same time on Thursday.
Oh,
dude. And my feed was just, and I had to like, I resubbed.
Part 2.
Yeah, it's I had to unsub and then resub.
That reminds me of someone who did that.
Yes, it does. Dude, it was so many. And it's like every 4 seconds, it's like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, and I understand what he did it and everything. It's like, do that shit in the middle of the night, bro. Don't do it in the middle of the day.
Well, in all fairness, he wasn't doing it.
No, he wasn't. And I'm glad they're back. I am. I'm like really glad they're back. I wonder if everything's back. I haven't checked yet. But it's a playful fuck you. Okay. But seriously, fuck you. So we're going to be at a meetup with Gabe El Taib. I'm going to be with Stuttering Craig, X-Ray Girl's dad, Frank the Stroke Gore, Quarter Black Garrett, Jericho Green. We're going to be at the Basic Bar at 410 10th Avenue, which is walking distance from the con, right near the ballpark. One of the greatest baseball parks in the country, if not the greatest. I'll say top 3, to be fair. Wrigley Field's probably got to be considered the greatest. Then Fenway. I know Yankee Stadium. Fucking Petco's a badass ballpark. And we'll be there. Preview night. So you can go to preview night and then leave a little early because you've already got all your exclusives that you had to wait in line for. And go check us out there. I did
RSVP.
I got to find a video that I did. I just thought of this. It was in 2013. And when they opened up Comic-Con, I was inside as an exhibitor and I had a floor view. So I had my camera on the floor right in front of the doors. And they opened it up. And I put the Flight of the Valkyries to this. I know you should do the William Tell Overture, but I did Flight of the Valkyries instead. And it was letting in all the disabled people first. And it was all of them racing to get the exclusives. So you got all the
That includes children now.
I have that video somewhere. I will find it.
Oh no.
It's like a floor view, so they're all coming at it's like and they all like moved around me. I was laying on the fucking floor with my camera. Oh. I was high as fuck too. So that's part of the problem. But yeah, I gotta find that video. Holy shit, I just thought of it. I'm going to hell, Father Christopher Miller. There's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do about it. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
Oh shit! Just thought of that. Where is that video? Ooh, it's funny. I just showed it to people in the store. I didn't even put that on Facebook. I'm like, ooh, this is probably not a good idea. I was gonna make it part of our big, like, I used to make like dumb videos of just our trip to con and stuff, but. Enoch Maman, abuser of Streamlabs, for $35 says, "Hi, Az. Sad that you left FNT. As someone who worked the 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift for a year, I understand." Yeah, wait. You actually worked, okay, Enoch Maman. This guy's sitting and talking, and you understand him after you worked a graveyard shift. Busting your ass.
Don't listen.
Busting your ass. He should understand you.
Do not pay attention to this bitter old man.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, which one of you is that?
I didn't even get an intro today.
Me.
I was going to say, Gary did work the graveyard shift.
I did. I worked 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Oh, God, that's horrid.
Dude, I have
did
done
7 to
this
7.
shit, okay?
It was 4 days a week, though. So, because you do the...
Yeah, you do the shift rotation.
The shift rotation thing. And it always changed because California was always changing their fucking overtime laws.
Was it when you were working in the car?
I was working at in Hollywood. It was when I was working at Technicolor.
When I was picking car parts for Vauxhall.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, because that shit's 24/7. I also worked the night shift at Upper Deck when I was cutting baseball cards. I did that night shift too. Yeah, I just sat there all day and went cheat.
That's so boring.
It was really fucking boring. You're like, ooh, you work for Upper Deck, and like it's peak. Like the quarterback cards for, I think it was Domino's Pizza. They were really like, we were working all night to get those things out. And I was like, no, that's the most boring fucking job I've ever had, was working for Upper Deck baseball cards. I understand. Hard to have a social life. Plus, when you left early, you didn't hear my chats. Sorry that being deprived of my awesomeness made you leave. That's it. It's your fault, Enoch
Totally
Mawan.
it.
It's your fault. Duke Devil 95, 2 parts for $40. Says, I'm really surprised Harvey's personal assistant did not take the opportunity to break new ground and explain the absence of Yoda by having 2 characters talk about informing Yoda. Kiadi could have said, we should inform Master Yoda. Well, yeah, because like it's only 100 years before the Phantom Menace, so he had still been teaching Jedi for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah.
He's on the High Council for sure, right?
Yes.
How long does it take his species to mature?
Like 200 years, 250 years or something.
What are you basing that on?
Wait a minute. Yeah, you're a toddler until you're 50 who can't even fucking talk.
Well, he's 900 in Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes 200 years. So it takes 25% of your life to mature to speak. So that means if you live to 100 of our lifetime, say you live to 100, you're still a fucking babbling toddler at 25.
I'm pretty sure they screwed that up, like, because they needed Baby Yoda to be alive in certain parts, right? And they also randomly decide how much Baby Yoda needs to know.
Well, they also randomly have to know his perception and comprehension of what's going on. So when he eats like the creature's eggs, he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. Oh, he's a fucker.
He's a shit. He's a little shit.
Continuing Duke Devil 95, the Jedi Master Nepo, then the Jedi Master Nepo could have said, Z is unavailable. Z is on this honeymoon with the new husband. That wouldn't have been so stunning. That would have been so stunning and brave. We'd have gay icon Yoda. Now, excuse me, I'm going to bang my head against the wall for thinking of that. They already did. They already did.
Yes, sir.
John Getz for $50. Thank you very much. Oliver Reed walking into heaven with an absolute Chad face after that death.
Yes, sir.
Just like walking in. He found the pub in heaven. That's what he did.
What happened?
Pub.
High fives and everyone applauding, including God, just doing the Predator handshake with him. Fuck yeah.
You can picture God being like, you know, what you did isn't even supposed to be possible, right?
Right. You have performed a miracle. You are now a saint. You're Saint Chad.
You found a glitch. We've since coded it, but I mean, damn.
Yeah,
you know?
damn. Impressive.
When
son.
Ollie Reed used to turn up on talk shows, fucked off his head, he was still unbelievably entertaining and coherent, even though he's wasted. There were so many. Just put Oliver Reed drunk talk show. You've got a compendium of brilliantness there.
Again, he looked like he was on death's door in that movie. Like his nose is just veins. His eyes were red and water. I mean, he just looked fucking pickled the whole time. Still great in the movie when he was there. I like that movie. I remember at the time, a lot of people were saying it didn't deserve Best Picture. A lot of people were saying it.
I loved it.
I loved Gladiator.
I didn't know. I thought Gladiator was typically seen as great by many.
No, there was a lot
yeah.
of a lot of cinephiles. A lot of people were saying it's undeserving. It's not even Ridley Scott's best. You know. Oh, could you find go to Neon's tweet? He retweeted the Rotten Tomatoes scores with explanations. Could you find that, X-Ray Girl, real quick? Because it's funny. It's very funny. In the meantime, we'll go to No Zaku Boy for 50. This will be the last one, by the way. It looks like Square Up can be Thursday. Thursday. It was supposed to be yesterday. It's going to be Thursday. No Zaku Boy for 50 says, no evil Orak escapes the peerless vision of Peeping Tom. The Star Whores saga continues. The peepers of one must ogle the busts of many on the planet. I can't even say that. What's that? I got it. No. U-Haul. It's U-Haul. Sorry. I was like, okay, I got it. On the planet U, and then there's apostrophe Hall. You got me there. I'm retarded. Tom must face the Acolytes, thread fingering masters, the Space Witch Coven of Lesbos.
I would love it if it was the Acolyte.
How do you like that we got this one explanation of the thread and like nothing else smaller? That's a pretty big introduction into a TV show, like a different perspective on the Force, which they have done throughout Star Wars, and totally logical, by the way. But then they just never mention it again.
They barely explained the Jedi's point of view in this fucking show.
Exactly. Did you find that tweet, X-Ray Girl?
Nope.
Okay, so you didn't go to Neon, spelled with a K, from...
How was I supposed to know that?
From...
Oh, you made her cry.
I only hire the best, folks. Hang on. You ever heard of Clownfish TV, X-Ray Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of their hosts, there's Geeky Sparkles and there's Neon.
Okay.
And it's spelled, yeah. He tweets a lot. He follows a lot of us.
The Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
the
it.
one you're talking about?
That's
Okay.
the one I'm talking about. Okay. So I love this. So Universal Rotten Tomatoes scale, 91% critics, 96% audience, undeniably great. I'll say most of the time, sure. 81% critics, 70% audience, great. 59% critics, 95% audience, ignore critics, watch anyways. Most of the time, that's true. Not all the time. 75% critics, 51% audience, artsy fartsy pretentiousness, probably A24, which is great. I fucking love this one. This is my favorite. 26% audience, 91%. 26% critics, 91% audience. The Boondock Saints. Yeah, baby. Fucking love that movie. 18% critics, 27% audience, probably garbage. 91% critics, 21% or 27% audience, undeniable garbage. Well said. I think that's pretty accurate. So now you know who Neon is from Clownfish TV, X-Ray.
I'm following them. I feel proud.
You should. Should. Neon's going to be highly offended.
Probably.
No, he's
you
not.
know
He
what?
doesn't give a
On
shit.
Instagram, I wasn't following Kara and Wicked Virtue until this weekend.
I have no fucking idea who I follow on Instagram. It's whoever Mrs. Nerdrotic likes.
I'm following like 10 people, I think. I don't know.
You are? Yeah, I'm probably following like fucking like a bunch of fashion icons. Like, well, look at his Instagram. He's following fashion icons and Star Wars shit. What a weirdo.
Because Melissa's running it, though,
Yes.
you know.
We got another big super.
Oh, is it just? Whoa! Is that just? Does it say anything?
No.
Kevin, do you want to say anything? Kevin Vandermark has dropped $300.
Hot damn.
Damn! Thank you, Kevin. You could say something. You could like write a super chat that says, "I really miss Az, but like I read it when Az is gone." Holy shit!
By the way, massive thank you for that clickbait video just going places. So thank you, chat.
Oh, did it? Okay, did it?
Yeah, like 175,000.
What?
views.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. I bet you. Oh, never mind.
The cup was funny. I didn't know.
I've actually decided to put the mug there, the Smash mug.
There you go.
And that was
Symbolic of your bitter hatred.
Well, it was so funny that just happened the day before. And even before I did the video, I said to Gary, I said, I'm just making a clickbait video. Here's the thumbnail, and he was
dying.
We all know that you deliberately set it up to deliberately smash it in that deliberate video. When you went, oh, whoops, oh, I didn't make it. It was like
We didn't see what was in your hand.
Yeah, you didn't show it.
3 mugs. I had 3 mugs and some knives and forks.
And it's Johnson.
Yeah.
And then I put like, because when you got 3 mugs, it's like one goes there, one goes there, and one goes there. So I put I clearly just like put the 2 on, and then so when I let go of the 3rd one, just went straight down. That's what happens when you're chatting on the phone. You're not paying attention.
Opa.
Right.
Right.
I still think you had your Johnson in your hand.
Maybe I did.
It's hard to hold cups like this.
No, you're holding them like that. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever.
I don't want to know.
Walked into the kitchen, cock in hand.
Between fingers, but you know.
It was wrapped around the handles of the mugs.
Or you could use it like a clothesline. Yeah.
Yeah, it was standing to attention, and all the mugs were just, you know.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. I don't know.
Acolyte, episode 6 tonight. So excited. I'll be doing a watch party at 8 p.m. Central for the members. That's your great reward.
Yay.
Yay. What do you got coming up, Az?
Well, I'm going after this. I'm
Not
gonna
FNT.
Not FNT, no. After this, I'm going to put some food on it, and then I'm going to make my 100 days of accountability video for today. And tomorrow, Ripping the Silverback's going to be on Eric's channel, 7:30 UK time, 6:30 Central. Friday, new stream starting 9 p.m. UK time on my channel. It's called Fuck Friday Night Tights.
FNT.
FNT.
FUFNT.
And then when it starts, it just immediately redirects you to FNT. Sunday, afternoon tea with Az, and Sunday, fun day. X-Ray Girls back this week, but Kara's away.
Boo!
So there will still not be any chain together, but Mr. Porkchop, we'll see if he can
is she going to be Denver, right?
Denver, yeah.
Yeah. And tomorrow, of course, before Ripping the Silverback, Acolyte episode 6 review will be up.
Excellent.
Dang.
Mahler.
Well, once Acolyte is out, I'll be locked in the editing dungeon until the event is ready to go, as per usual, praying for a merciful 22-minute episode.
Please.
Shorter the better.
Give me a break, okay? Just a little one. Other than that, everything as per usual.
Excellent. I think it'll be another short episode. I think they might get a little longer if we get close to the end, but I think it'll
Well, we got the flashback coming, haven't we?
Yeah, that one will probably be long. But will that be penultimate episode?
I think so.
Yeah, or tonight.
If it's tonight, I'm going to be so fucking annoyed.
Yeah. Don't really. Well, we're already annoyed. that's so are a lot of people.
Just stop watching it, Gary. Just stop watching it.
Sure.
Just stop watching it.
I got one more for Mahler here. If you want to get Mahler into comics, get him some Neil Gaiman comics. The crossover between Whedon and Gaiman fans is like 100%. Kind of is. Metal Face Rosie for $4.99. That's true. Mahler has read some of the Joss Whedon Buffy season 8, right? And not a fan.
Not a fan.
Oh, really?
Not a fan. Not a fan. I would recommend reading the ones that came out with Dark Horse while the series was coming out, and they were just just additional
extra stories and stuff.
Yeah, extra stories. Those are good.
Well, one of the things someone made me aware of was a book story from Fireflies in the form of a comic book.
Don't read it.
Oh, is it bad?
Terrible.
Oh shit! They said it was good.
No, it's freaking terrible.
Well, that sucks.
I hated it. I would have rather have not known at all and just keep our theories. I didn't like it at all. And I like a lot of the Serenity comics. That's the one I did not like. But that's just me. Maybe you should try and find out for yourself, Mahler. And maybe you can go
have my own opinion.
Have your own opinion on it. Yeah.
Wow.
That wasn't amazing.
Well, that's the thing. I have to keep telling people with any recommendation at this point is like my list of TOS. I'm up to, I want to say something like season 2 episode. I'm not scrolling to look at my notes. Episode 16 of season 2.
Oh.
So you've had the Borg episode.
No. TOS. He's on TOS.
Oh, TOS. Sorry, I thought TNG.
As do you think you'd know if I had started TNG?
My God, you just spoiled TNG for him.
I didn't know what the Brog was. Thanks a lot. But
Sounds Swedish.
Funny enough, just before we did a catch up, me and Drinker, I was just talking to him about like how great some of these scenes were. I just watched Journey to Babel, if you remember, where Spock. Spock's dad comes aboard They got like the
Spock's dad,
Sarek. Yeah.
Oh,
whatever. He's Spock's dad. That is accurate. Darn it. Anyway, the Enterprise has the job of like moving a bunch of ambassadors to the place they're going to be deciding some kind of vote, and Sarek falls ill, and he needs a transfusion during heart surgery, and Spock's the only one that can provide it, and he like is immediately on board with it. Then Kirk gets attacked and put out of commission. He's in like a brief coma, or just unconscious. And then Spock is like, well, I'm first in command. There's an alien ship that's attacking us. I, as the most competent first officer, I can't give blood. So no. It's just like, your dad will die. And he's like, mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost want to say it's like, yeah. If anybody in chat thinks that's an interesting premise, you go check it out. I was quite happy with that episode. Yep. Good shit.
Good shit. Those first 2 seasons, lots of good shit. X-Ray Girl.
I play games on my channel, although I like unpacking still, so I think I'll be back probably by tomorrow. I did want to promote because we do have a trip coming up in October to Peru. We were talking about it. There's literally 1 spot left. If you are someone who likes adventure, ancient history, and want to learn some stuff with us, 1 spot left. So if you're interested, truvotrip.com, and I'll post the link in the chat under Gary's account, because this is like literally once in a lifetime, and it's not very expensive compared to a lot of the other trips that I've seen. So yeah, we'll be there, myself, Gary, and Garrett,
Nikiana Jones, and Wandering Wolf, who's cool dude.
Yep.
Fellow Texan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
There you go. And that's oh, and then I wanted to promote because this is the last week for this book, but Graham Nolan has the Frankenstein book, Eye of Ra, and I changed it to USD because I always get yelled at every time.
Yes. Fake ass Canadian money.
So if you're interested, you can go to Indiegogo. I gave the link to the mod, so I think they're going to probably drop that in the chat as well as I'm going to do under Gary's account. And get the book if you're interested. So
there you
6 days left.
Hail Graham.
Yeah.
Hail Graham.
Some people are asking whether or not I'm watching the remaster. I'm watching with the original effects. I think is how you I don't know how many versions of Star Trek TOS there are, but I saw with the Doomsday Machine a comparison with new CGI. I wasn't fully convinced I prefer it with the updates. Have you guys seen it?
Yes, I've seen original and remastered. I'm fine with the remastered. I am.
Yeah, me too.
Some of the effects, the strict digital sort of thing.
Yeah. They're not spectacular. But none of them take away from the story.
Well, some of them are lateral moves. Is kind of what I'm getting.
Yeah,
it's just more the planets look like planets as opposed to just colored globes.
We don't have Han Solo stepping on Jabba's tail. We don't have the entire editing of the Wampa scene in Empire. That's actually one of the things. Greedo shooting first is retarded, but the scene with the Wampa and Luke is completely fucked up. The pacing of that scene and the editing of that scene is completely fucked up.
I was going to bring up as well the I Mud episode. I loved the ending of that.
Yeah,
it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's that they got to defeat a series of robots basically by confusing them about the nature of logic. And there's a line, I'm going to butcher it probably, but when they go to Spock for help, the robots, because he's the most reliably logic person. They're like, what's happening? And he like leads in and just goes, logic is a little bird tweeting in a meadow. And they're like, their head explodes through shit. It's really awesome.
All right. And I got stuff to do.
Remember what they did with him in Discovery?
I'm never going to watch that. Woo!
Nope. Remember when he sang in an elevator, Spock? Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about Mud. Never mind Spock.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, dude. Played by Rainn Wilson, right?
Played by Rainn Wilson.
Ugh.
Oh, that's sad.
So forgettable. All right. Hey, thanks everyone. Be on Az's channel next week. Thanks to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who left super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. Thanks to all the lurkers and everyone who participated in the chat. We'll see you on this channel tomorrow with Chris Gore for the Nooner, and that'll lead right into Ripa and the Silverback, and then FNT with Paul Chato. And
next week, an hour earlier, of course.
An hour earlier.
Next week, an hour earlier. Yes.
It's gonna take a bit to get
New
used to.
start time.
Hope I don't fuck it up.
Hope I don't.
That'd be funny if I was the only one who showed up on time.
I'll remind you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good.
All right. Ciao, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.